Specifically, I want to shout out to my Xbox One X for being the network succubus that dominates this household.
Some device has to have priority, and it sounds like we've figured out which one is yours on the network.
Yes, because literally, no matter how it's set up, no matter how I've changed it, no matter how I've messed around with it, if, let's say, we buy a new game, so we pick up a new game, and we want to download it together so we can start it around about the same time, or the new hotness comes out on Game Pass. Literally, they'll both start downloading at the same time. My download speed will be like, oh, you're downloading at like 190 megabytes a second. And her download speed will be like 5.
1.9 meg per second.
Yeah, and the second mine is complete, hers will jump up to what mine was.
Interesting.
Which is weird because I've done the whole thing where I've switched the ports, so they're on different slots on the actual router itself. I've put one in the DMZ and one at port forwarding. And then I've switched that, so the other one was on DMZ and the other one was doing port forwarding. No matter how I have the network set up, my Xbox sucks that bandwidth like you wouldn't believe.
Did you change the priority on it?
Yeah, well, I've tried everything. Like, I've put hers as first, mine as first. I don't know what it is. It's just...
The thing that should make you feel better is every time I do network engineering, this is exactly the thing I run into, where it's like, everything is working great on my network. Except for these 5 clients, and they're the critical servers. So what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, what's going on over here? It's like, we don't talk about that.
Yeah, don't worry. They are slow. I don't know why. I feel badly about it. Sorry. It's network gremlins. I don't know.
I mean, that's the worst thing is if she is playing a multiplayer game, like, I cannot have anything downloading because she will immediately get latency and stuff like that because it's not splitting it between the 2 Xboxes evenly. It's just like, no, you get 5 meg and that's what you're going to play Rainbow Six Siege with. Good luck with that.
The power of the cloud.
So it's fine. Like, I can do other stuff. Like, I can watch Netflix, I can watch YouTube. As long as I don't go above standard HD technology streaming wise, I'm fine.
As long as you don't download anything on your Xbox.
I
just
tried.
Just call your ISP and have them run a second line for you. No problem.
Yeah, there you go. Each person
They'll
gets
be
their
more
own
than happy to
dedicated
charge
circuit.
you.
Yes. Well, it's one of those stupid things as well, because like I try to watch like 4K content and it's just like, no, you can watch it, that's fine, but your wife can't do shit.
That's so crazy.
I don't know what it is.
The internet barely works. It's incredible we've gotten this far.
Yeah, if you don't ever want to look full in the face what the internet is using, because it'll fall apart.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'm used to fucking the shit show that is. What the hell is that? Just a bunch of brambles and wires all tied together at the post outside? Yeah, okay, I thought so.
If you're lucky, they still have some sort of color scheme to them.
Yeah. God, what a dream.
I've run into networking issues in my house with streaming, just messing with that more and more, where I've got AT&T for my stuff, and I have almost the highest package that's available to me. For me to move up to the next package, it requires a fiber optic option.
Yeah.
Which is not in my area.
Shit.
Yep. Exactly
I'm as
the
high
same
as I can
situation
be.
we're in.
Yep.
Exactly the same.
Yeah, we don't have fiber either.
I've been looking at different ways. Like, I've got like this big switch that I took from my last job, just because they were getting rid of it, and I cleaned it up and it works fine. And it's like, all right, I'm gonna start dicking around with this, and I'm talking like it's a 48 port Dell, whatever, heavy, massive monster. It's like, all right, I'm gonna mess with that and see if I can get things to work better, because anytime I try to do anything, all of a sudden it's like I get hitching and
right. And here's like literally the enterprise solution for my home networking.
Yeah, because like I don't even. Oh god, I'll use this one. Yeah. Oh.
That sounds deadly.
There you go. Yeah, I used a bunch of those switches in my last job. I love them.
I mean, yeah.
48 port. You got, looks like you got PoE on there. You got everything you need.
It's a Power Connect 3448P. I mean, it's got everything I need. It's a Dell.
Yep.
So it'll work. And they were going to toss it because it sounds really loud. Well, it sounds really loud because you guys never cleaned it out.
Right,
I did.
You gotta
like
spritz out those fans, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. All right, are you guys ready to get started? Because we just have a big episode.
Yep.
All right, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpair.
Hello.
And the Nymph.
Hello.
We have a really big episode this week. Lots of questions, lots of news stories, maybe a lot of games. I don't know. We don't talk about it before the show. So let's just get into it. Patreon.com/E1M1. The ones are numbers. $5 a month is where it's at and where you should be. Help fund this show.
Teespring.com/ThatVideoGamePodcast. Go buy shirts.
There you go. Yes, go buy the We Know shirt in the recommended yellow parchment color.
Yes.
It is really good. All right, Moonpair, what have you been playing these past 2 weeks?
I've been playing Diddly Squat.
Okay.
So I'm actually happy because we talked about it. We talk a little bit pre-show without giving away what we have been playing,
Sure.
but generally speaking, there are new games out. I have played basically none of them because you two are picking up the slack on that front, which works out quite nicely on our end.
Oh yeah.
So let's talk about the games I have been playing.
Okay.
Dream Daddy, go listen to Game Club. Go.
Yes, we just recorded that. That'll come out this week.
Yes. I picked up the Elite V2 controller.
Ah, yes.
Thank you, Best Buy, for having a 2-year warranty on my Elite controller right when, I should have probably replaced it like 6 months ago, but nope. I waited, and I was glad I waited because I basically got a $30 upgrade to the new Elite V2.
There we go.
Cool.
That controller is cool. The charging dock is insanely, stupidly cool, considering how dumb it is. Because now the case that the Elite came in, is just a clamshell thing.
Mm-hmm.
I take my Elite out, I put that in the cupboard, and then if I need any of my sticks, it's right there.
Gotcha.
Now I have that clamshell sitting on top of the side of the couch by my side, because it's got a hole in the back that you can throw the charging cable in, and the dock that sits inside of the case. Literally, when I'm done playing, if I feel like I want to charge it, I open it, I put the controller in, just plop it down on the charging thing, close it, and it starts to charge.
Cool. So it's wireless charging?
It's wireless charging. It's got those 4 contact nubbins on it, which you just drop it in. And when you just drop it in, it just slots in real nicely.
It settles right in there.
And then it goes, and then little light comes on to show you it's charging. Really cool.
I like when devices use that real short vibration just to say it's in here, you heard it, you don't have to worry about it.
It's great until it's strong enough to knock off its connection.
100%. Yeah. It's just stop vibrating. I need you to charge.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Elite V2, it feels as good, if not better, than the Elite V1. I'm really enjoying playing around with it right now. I still need to go in and do the deep dive on what exactly is in this, because there are so many changes that I didn't think I learned about when it actually got announced. I was just like, cool, new Elite, I'm in.
Yeah.
The tension control. Go ahead.
How much is it again?
180. So it's like $30 more than the Elite, which is why I'm so glad that I traded my warranted Elite in and got an Elite V2 for that $30. So I'm perfectly happy. They now have 3 different controller settings on it. Obviously, you got the 3 different controller profiles that you can use. The adjustable tension on the sticks is really noticeable.
Oh, okay.
Because it now has this Allen key thing you plug in and you spin it, and then it makes the sticks more or less tension depending on how much you want it. The triggers and the bumpers feel a lot better, they're very grippy now, and the rubber grip itself around the base of the controller feels a lot more sturdy than the previous one, which was the issue with my old Elite.
Right.
Was me and my sweaty hands just made that thing peel every single time I used it.
They got to bring back those PS2 and 360 controllers that just had the fan in the hand part.
Yep.
Cool you down.
Things I didn't know about it. You can now set up console command shortcuts.
Oh, okay.
So let's say you want to record something. My default is hit the X button, hit the guide button, hit the X button, and then keep on running, especially if you're playing Apex. Now you can have those set up to a paddle or a button on the controller.
Ah, okay.
And they have a shift key now, so you can hold a different button to make everything else do something different.
Interesting. Okay.
So I really need to go into Elite Dangerous at some point soon and set up my whole new control scheme.
Configure your now 36 keys you have available to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it feels good. I'm slightly disappointed because there's only one tall stick, which is really weird to me. Like, they used to come with 2 stubbies, 2 tallies, and then 2 concaves.
Right.
Now it comes with 2 stubbies, additional stubby, a tallie, and then 2 concaves.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that might just be maybe possibly put the wrong thing in the manufacturing box, but it seems like that's what it says on the box, so whatever, that's fine. Let's see what else about the Elite V2. I like it, it's fun. My wife refuses to touch it because she doesn't want to buy one right now. And if she touches it,
don't even look at it.
If she touches it, she'll buy one.
Yep.
Like it's the rule of this household. It's like, when we got Forza Horizon 4, her seeing that game on my TV made her get a 4K HDR TV.
It's like, don't go to the pound to just look at a kitten, because you're going to be coming home with one. So don't just browse.
Funnily enough, that's exactly how we got Dwight.
Yeah.
Was my wife visiting the cat shelter over and over and over again until we just got Dwight.
Look, if someone says they're going to a shelter or a dealership or whatever,
I'm just gonna
you're coming home with something.
Yeah.
You don't ever go to those places just a window shop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even if your partner doesn't tell you, they've got something in mind.
Yeah.
Yes. In my wife's defense, she did say, I want another cat for about 6 months before we got Dwight.
Right.
So she never kept it hidden. It was very clearly right there on the forefront of her mind.
And you looked at that face
times.
and you're like, all right, come on home, get in the carrier.
Yep, pretty much. Okay, so Elite Version 2, Marvel Strike Force. This is a game I don't talk about a lot on the show. Take it as a given that since January I've been playing this game every single day without fail. Wanted a quick mention here because we have an in-game guild, whatever, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. We've always kept our rules for being in the guild very simple. Participate, don't be a freeloader, and communicate with us. Yeah, don't be a D, generally speaking. The reason I'm bringing this up is because probably sometime last year, a gentleman named Commander North, that's his in-game account, joined our team. Commander North was a whale.
Mm-hmm.
He was the whaliest of whales.
A space whale.
Yes. He literally, as soon as a character was announced and available in store, he would have it.
Okay.
There is a stat in the game called Total Collection Power, which is how much all of your characters and all of their power levels tallied up. What's the total?
Gotcha.
I'm about 2.7 million, which is nothing to snub your nose at, considering I don't put any money into the game. But it's not, rookie starter kind of status.
Middle of the road, yeah.
North was like 6 million.
Wow.
Like, if not more, because I never actually looked because I was terrified of looking at what his collection power was.
Yeah.
He was the heavy hitter of our team. Like, he was the guy who jumped in and he would wipe out like the strongest teams that we come across in war or whatever like that. North has unfortunately now left our group.
I was getting concerned about the past tense of a lot of these.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is why I would like to formally nominate, I believe it's the 9th of November every year will now be North Appreciation Day. Because this is a gentleman who joined our group and stuck around for the good vibes and the chill hangout kind ofness. He was above our pay grade on every single level.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he could have left at any point and gone to any different
like a
guild.
world-class top 10 ranked guild.
The reason he's left our guild is because he got an invite to join the Pants of Hulk, which is a great name.
Great.
Which is rank 2.
It's an offer you can't refuse. It's like people when they say, like, when Disney comes calling, you don't say no.
Yes. He stuck with us and he helped us and he made us grow and he helped us out when things were tough. And he could have left a long time ago.
Yeah.
a long time ago and been much better off in a different alliance, getting better rewards which were more suited to his level. But he didn't. He stuck it with us, and he just hammered with us and helped us grow so much. It's unbelievable. But yeah, he got an offer from like literally the number 2 group on the game.
Yeah.
Good for you. Oh, my best regards in your future endeavors.
We baked you a cake. We don't blame you. Please have fun. We love you.
So I just wanted to do a quick shout out for North and everything he did for us over the course of probably over a year.
Yeah.
Like, thank you. Very much appreciated. And we'll see you again sometime when we eventually hit that level 2, and then we're going to take your ass down.
Yeah. And take you back.
Yes. We will steal you back.
Yeah.
It seems weird that he moved. Like, what would be the reason for moving up? I mean, yeah, you're in the number 2 clan, but
it's the rewards
do you get
levels.
anything? I was going to say, do you get anything for it? Okay.
Yeah, because like there is like alliance raids, which is like, you know, you all jump in, you do attacks and so on and so forth. There is 7 tiers of the alliance raid. Where we are right now, even with North, where we are right now, we can 100% tier 6, but tier 7 is like, it's like the Richter scale. It's like you go from 6 to 7, and it's an algorithmic scale where it's not like, oh yeah, it's a little bump. It's like, no, tier 6, tier 7 is
you're
like
getting like 50 times the rewards.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll say, because now he went from being special to just being with all the other whales now, so...
Honestly, I think even there he will genuinely be special too, because like his participation level was insane, and if he gets the chance to go and get those rewards, which will take his entire squad to the next level, which we couldn't do, like literally as an alliance, we could not hit the rewards needed to benefit him.
Right.
So if he gets to do that now, and he gets to take all of his people to the next level, good on him. Like, fine.
He's gonna roll on it.
Yeah.
Just saying, man, he should have stuck with the guild or group or whatever that he was grooming.
Yeah, right.
That makes it sound really creepy when you use that term.
That's what he was doing.
Yeah.
True.
He was showing you the way.
That's right.
Yes. Follow the North Star, if you will.
See?
But yes, just a quick shout out for North on that one. Let's talk about Dead by Daylight. Dead by Friday happened, aka Hot Takes Night, because it was literally us just doing hot takes like 90s bands, politics, good music is bad music. I maintained the fact that the Christian music of the 90s and early 2000s, I'm looking at you, Creed, I'm looking at you, POD, I'm looking at you, not Christian, but Nickelback, is good music by really terrible bands.
Okay, sure.
Like, we just had like 3 hours of the hottest of hot takes.
I like it.
Are stained good or are stained bad?
Both.
Yes, exactly.
Both is the right answer. Where it's like Mud Shovel's really good, and then no.
And then Fred Durst got involved.
Yeah, there it is.
But yeah, it was a good fun Friday night. Still working on my season pass stuff. T fell asleep before we'd even started. Shocker.
Before you started, okay.
Yes.
Wow.
So he was watching YouTube and he doesn't respond to messages, so that's like, okay, he's passed out in front of the couch.
Yep.
Me and Rob played a fair bit, and we were just both playing as Claudette because we had challenges for her or whatever like that, which is T's chosen character. Then suddenly T jumps into the party. He's awake now. He wants to go. It's midnight.
Second
Why
wind.
not play
Here
a
we
couple
go.
of games kind of thing? And this is just me being dumb. But all 3 of us rolled as Claudette just to mess with T because he's not special anymore. We can all heal ourselves now.
Right.
So there's 3 of us rolling as Claudette, and the random jumps in and then changes to Claudette as well. So we've got a Claudette 4-way going on here. So as we're running around, we're doing our usual stuff, repairing Jenny's, whatever. I think Rob was getting chased by the killer and ran past T. And T was like, oh, someone's just ran past me. And I couldn't help it because I was so tired. I asked him, was it Claudette? And then couldn't stop laughing for like 10 minutes.
Chances were good.
Like, I literally just couldn't stop laughing for 10 minutes. I was like, that's a really bad joke.
Oh, boy.
But I couldn't help myself. But yeah, Dead by Daylight is fun. It's dumb. It's stupid, as you can tell. Hit me up, join in. just send me a message, whatever.
Moonbear on Xbox Live.
Yes. My actual other 2 games this week, Outer Worlds, I have completed on both the story complete and achievement complete list.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. That game has some real interesting stuff at the end.
Okay, so question for you. I just finished Monarch.
Okay.
How far am I through the game? Like halfway?
You've got, depends, did you do the asteroid?
The asteroid.
So no.
Yes.
No, I don't think so. No, like the bigger side quest I just did was taking over that space station for Sublight.
Okay. So you've done the communication center, you've done the space station, you've done Monarch, you've done, I'm assuming, 2 locations on the Terra 1.
Yeah, and I did, what's the other place? Sybil? S-Y?
That's the asteroid.
Oh, okay, I've just finished that then, yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
You're
you've
pretty
got
far.
1 or 2 planets left. 1 or 2 locations left.
Okay.
If you have or haven't got it, there is a 3rd location on the starter planet. You've got that location.
Okay, I don't know if I have that one.
And then you have, as my D&D runs out, you also have the prison that Nimp was alluding to a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
That's the final location.
Yeah, turns out that is what I thought it was.
Okay. Yeah, because I think Monarch was a touch too long, and after finishing Monarch, I'm kind of ready to be done.
You're pretty much done.
Okay, good. Because boy, stuff happened on Monarch. Let me tell you, I'm a little disappointed in Outer Worlds for pushing me into a corner. I'm not mad that the game stuck with the choices I made. I like that about Outer Worlds. I'm just so heads up for anybody that wants the everybody's a friend ending on Monarch. They
get the roller presses and the supplies.
Well, yeah, when you go to get the fix the printing press, the one lady is like, "Hey, I sent out a squad over there, and they're not very bright. Can you go bring them back?" And you run into 2 dudes outside, and I didn't put it together that these 2 dudes with names are the people that she sent out. So when I ran into them, I thought it was like a random occurrence, and I was like, "Yeah, come in and help me clear this place out." They died immediately, and then she got really upset with me and wouldn't make friendly with the other side. And I was like, "Okay, well,
yeah." Also, as a side note on that front, that mission that you're talking about, where you the one before that, where he said the leader of that group sent you to get the printing press, and these old cartridges.
Yeah,
she suggests getting supplies instead of the cartridges.
I did that.
I need to do that.
Yeah, because she is smart and he is really dumb. So I was like, "You say you need this stuff, I'm gonna help you because you're not an idiot."
But that was kind of my thing with it too. It's like, I am talking to your leader right now. If you want me to do something, talk to your leader.
Like
telling me
him
what to do. Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yeah. He struck me very much as you hear in the World War I stories where it's like, they're too dangerous. Oh no, he got shot in the back. Oh, that's so weird.
Yeah, exactly.
That
I was willing to let him run because I didn't care. But with the people that you had found, I didn't even come across those guys until after I'd already cleared out that area.
Oh, okay.
And I happened to hear somebody yelling, and I couldn't even find them for a little bit after that, and I finally found them afterwards, and then found out what happened to their medic, and sent them back on their way. So I helped them out by accident, really. But
right. Yeah. I really appreciate that the game is sticking to the choices I made, where it's like, no, you really upset me by not helping the people I needed you to help. You let them die, so no, I'm not going to work with you because you didn't hold up your end of the bargain. It's like, yes, but...
That's why I also retweeted you back and said, yeah, they wanted war, and I brought it in spades.
Boy, yeah, I helped the other side, and then they were like, cool, we're storming the gates. It's like, okay, well, you all have to die then, I guess.
Yep.
I didn't want to do this, but you're shooting at me.
I also made them pay in my second playthrough.
Okay.
Because for any achievement hunters out there, if you want to do this in a single run, you can. You have to do it on the hardest difficulty, and you have to get everything perfect. There has to be peace and unity throughout the galaxy in order to get this in one run. And then you can kind of game the saves a little bit to get it.
Sure.
Or you can do it the way I did it and just do it on the hardest difficulty and let live with whatever your consequences and choices may be.
Right.
And then play it again a second time on the easiest difficulty and make yourself really stupid and get the best conversation choices you can possibly have.
That would be my second run.
So my first playthrough was very much the Skyrim build, and by Skyrim build I mean stealthy, long shot, kind of a talky kind of person.
Science, medical, all that, all this stuff.
My second playthrough was on the easiest difficulty, which is laughably easy.
Right.
Oh boy, let me tell you, fast traveling to towns, real helpful.
It's really
when you
fun.
need to go back and hand in a quest.
Yeah, I can just fast travel to them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I made him as dumb as it could possibly be.
Okay.
The dialogue choices you get straight from the get-go are hilarious. The second someone starts talking about science, you have a dumb box there.
Great.
Which is always hilarious. People judge you very, very harshly for being so stupid.
Okay.
I immediately wanted to punch Vicar Jack or whatever his name is in the face.
Max. I hate everyone on the internet loves him so much, and I hate him so much.
I didn't care for him, but I didn't have a real reason to not like him or like him.
Rubs me the wrong way for some reason. I don't know.
He has a very interesting story arc, and as you get to the end of his companion quest, like, he stops being so stupidly preachy at you. But yeah, I made myself really stupid. And okay, so 37 hours to play through the game on the hardest difficulty. Pretty much getting everything I could possibly get along the way. 9 hours and 15 minutes to beat the game on the easiest difficulty. Mainlining the hell out of it.
That's great.
So my build for my second playthrough was really dumb. Weirdly enough, really sciencey. Because I just wanted to be able to repair stuff and stuff like that in my inventory and not worry about it. But then I realized I haven't played any of the melee weapons in this game.
Yeah.
And I know where there's a hammer at the start of the game that's real useful.
The science hammer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one that switches elements is really good.
I immediately put as many points as I could into science and melee.
Oh no. Oh no.
That way you get the buffing for science weapons and stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
The charge attack on that thing is literally like an elemental maelstrom if you get your science high enough.
By the way, how do you do a charge attack with melee weapons?
Keep hold of the trigger. Like,
boy, that doesn't work for me.
You need to get your melee points high enough in those things to unlock the perk that allows you to do the charge attack.
Okay.
So once you've done that enough, you get the charge attack. It's like being Thor. I was like literally like Thor because I'm stupid. I've got a big hammer, and when I smash the ground with it, things die.
Right.
Like you pull the hammer down, you hit the floor, and then literally acid, electricity, fire, and all of the other effects come out in this big circle around you.
That's really great.
I one-shotted a mega beast.
I know what my next playthrough is going to be.
Not even over-leveled. At my level.
Wow.
I one-shotted a mega beast.
That's great.
I was just like, okay, cool. I'm fine. I'm literally going to run around and just smack the crap out of the floor everywhere I go. There's people standing on balconies, and I would just look up and smack the bottom of the balcony and then die.
You know, I do have to say I really like that your second playthrough was sub 10 hours because that makes me really happy because it's like, yeah, I want to see like all these different playthroughs. Like, what if I sided with the one faction on Monarch instead of the other one? Like, what if I side with both of them? What if I play a really dumb playthrough? What if I play a playthrough where I basically can't use guns and I just have to talk the whole time? Like, it's cool that I can just bang out a 10-hour playthrough and see this stuff.
It was so stupid because like I could fast travel everywhere, which I couldn't do on my previous playthrough, which makes a huge difference. Let me tell you. You
don't have to pick up any food. You don't have to sleep.
Exactly. the last achievement I got in this game was the medical inhaler achievement, which
that was what I was just going to ask you. Yeah.
To use it 300 times. I probably used it 75 times on my hardcore playthrough,
yeah.
And I used it like 5 times on my easy playthrough.
Yeah.
But by the bright side, because I just can't help but pick everything up that's in front of me and scattered on the floor, my easy save had probably about 60 left by the time I'd beat the game, and my hard playthrough I had 175 in my inventory waiting to be used.
Wow. Okay.
So I literally just loaded it up and sat there and made a cup of tea and made my lunch while hitting the left bumper over and over and over and over and over again.
Just lean the controller up against a book.
Yeah, exactly.
And I literally just snorting down that gas over and over and over and over again.
Yep.
I think that's pretty much it on Outer Worlds for me. Like I love that game. That game's way, way better than I was hoping it would be.
Yes, I agree with that.
I do think you are right. I think Monarch it struggles a little bit with exactly how much goes on Monarch.
Yeah. It just like there's just a little too much.
Mm-hmm. But the alternate storytelling, where you side with the businesses rather than the people, is just as funny as everything else.
I sided with the business, and it's his motivations, especially around performance reviews, was really great.
Yeah, I not even just him, but like everybody, like dealing with like the smarmy jerk face. Sorry, Chuck, who lives in the Groundbreaker, like dealing with him and dealing with all the people there and seeing the relationships change depending on how you act towards the corporation. Like Pavarotti I should say. She has the nicest responses when you say something truly idiotic to her.
Really?
Yeah. She's really nice even when you say something
just like, oh, you tried, Captain.
I put sticks together and make things go boom. And she's just like, yes, you do. I'm so proud.
She cannot help but be optimistic, and I love it.
Yeah, and then you say the same thing to the leader of the companies, like the head representative for the business aspect of things, who lives on that place that I won't say, and she treats you like a nail. It's like, I am a hammer, you are my nail. Go murder these people.
Right. Woof, woof.
And then you go murder those people.
Yeah. Outer Worlds, I think that's the best way of putting it. I think Outer Worlds, I was excited for an Obsidian game, and I think it is way better than I was expecting it to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Other than that, my last game this week is Gears 5.
Yeah, Gears 5.
It's about time I started playing this, and I've only got like 2 weeks left until we have to do Game of the Year stuff, so...
Let's talk Gears 5.
Okay, I'm up to Act 1, Part 2, so I've played about 2 hours of the game.
Cool. How are you enjoying it so far? Did you play through the tutorial?
The stupid...
The 4 hours tutorial?
Yeah, I don't need to learn how to mantle over everything again.
There was only one thing in there that I didn't know how to do.
Was it the melee attacks by cover?
Yes, and I was like, okay, that's cool. I probably won't use that, and spoiler alert, I never used that.
It's from Gears 3. It's really useful in Horde, let me tell you, because when someone's on the other side of cover, you just pull them over to your side and stab them in the face with the stabby McFaciness.
I did like the tutorial was always like, do you want to do that again? It's like, no, I don't want to do any of this. You loaded into it. I know how to roadie run. Please free me.
Yep. So I have Jack.
Yeah.
I lost Dave.
Yeah.
I'm currently at Settlement 2, fixing that problem.
Okay.
There is a lot of story that they have skipped between Gears 4 and Gears 5. There is a lot of interstitial stuff in there that I have no idea what's happening. But I'm hoping it reveals it as we go.
I remember being okay with how they did that and like how they caught all that stuff up.
Because they did the same thing with 4, to be honest. Like because 4 starts and you are JD at the start of 4, it's like, wait, who's this idiot? He's a Phoenix. Why am I not the Phoenix I want to be?
Right.
Because everybody loves that Phoenix.
Right.
I don't even remember what all happens in 4 anyway.
You have the necklace
and
I
haven't played it that long ago.
The only thing
I played it earlier this year.
The only thing you need to remember is Kate is a character you care about. She has the necklace at the end. That's literally it.
Yeah, Locust are dead. The Swarm are Locust. Swarm are now waking up after basically evolving to not need the glowy yellow stuff anymore.
Look at all that juice.
Now there are cogs and settlements. The settlements are the random people who don't live in the big cities run by the government, and they're slowly but surely trying to merge them both together again so they can be peace in our time. Oh wait, the swarm is the locust.
What did you think about that last time on Gears of War video?
I thought it was okay.
It's not bad.
It's not bad, but it misses a lot of the extraneous stuff again. I would prefer if they'd throw some last time on Gears. By the way, this is what the outsiders are. This is what the insiders are.
The swarm is the locust, and it's just like, oh, okay, right. Like, who are all the players?
It does a really good quick recap.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the windstorms are in this game yet because I'm only up to like the second act. But I really, really like the storms in Gears 4, especially the one that you bump into at Marcus's house. Like, they are some amazing set pieces, and it feels a little bit like in one of the collectibles I read, they just wrote them completely out of the planet's history. Like, oh yeah, we built this wall and it fixed them.
You run into something similar in Act 3, like the back half of Act 3. And I think... I don't think it's as cool as the storm hitting Marcus's house, but I think it does something different in a really cool way.
Okay. I did just get to the explodey baby things.
Yes. What did you think about the setting at the beginning, where it's like, here's a green, lush island and blue skies, Gears 5, and it's like, wait, what?
Yeah, but dude, that's also because how long has it been since you played Gears 1 or 2?
No, Gears 1 and 2 definitely had that, but it's like, I wasn't expecting...
For me, it's the fact that you're going back to the end of those games.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, that was the cool part of it. Like, I love the fact that they've injected all of the color and stuff like that, and the blues are blue and not grays, and the greens are green and not grays.
Yeah. Like, I like Marcus not wanting to be there again, where he's like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to be back here, this sucks, this is a bad idea. It's like, yes, Marcus, I know.
I'm looking forward to moving on from JD and playing as Kate.
Yeah.
That's the part I'm looking forward to the most, which I'm guessing is probably Act 2.
Yep.
So I've got a couple of chapters to go before I get there. I mean, the game looks gorgeous. It runs amazing. It's 4K, it's HDR. The thing just looks ridiculous.
It's 60 frames on the X. Yep.
Shock, horror, shock. A Microsoft Gears of War game turns out to be one of the things to show off the console's power. Yeah. It looks amazing. I'm hoping that they do well by the story, especially considering that end of 4. Like, that end of 4 is a kick in the teeth where it's just like, where's 5? Give me 5. Like,
right.
No.
I was happy where they
to pay that off.
I was happy where they went with the story. I don't know if they pay 100% of it off, but I feel like, unlike a lot of Gears games, they made progress. Like, the story is progressing in fairly major ways.
Okay. But yeah, we'll see how I feel about Gears 5. I'm actually, shockingly enough, playing this on the second to easiest difficulty because I just need to get from the start to the end because there's too many games and I've got a million of them to play still.
And I thought normal was challenging enough during my playthrough. Like, wasn't impossible. The final boss of Act 2 is just hot garbage. I'm sorry that you're going to have to play it. And I thought it was a good challenge, but not too easy and not too impossible.
But no, I mean, we'll see how it goes, but I'm taking my way through that now that Outer Worlds is done and dusted and off my plate. I've got that. I've got your game this week, Boston. I've got your game this week, Nimp, that I still need to start. Not the only game you've played, but the game.
The big one
this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing for this past 2 weeks. How is it 2 weeks? I do like 5 games, and then by next week I'll have 6.
Yeah. All right, Nick, how about
being
you?
Difficult.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so I will start with Outer Worlds because I too also had finished it. The Sam unit ending, I will say, is best ending.
Okay. Sam is great.
Yeah. So, next game that I played that I will actually talk about is Sherlock Holmes: The Devil's Daughter.
Yes.
Because it was on Game Pass.
Yep.
I haven't had a whole lot of time with it. I think I've only played about 2-3 hours of it. there are a lot of QTEs in this game. Like, way more than I was expecting.
You want to talk about B games, folks? Let's talk about B games.
Yeah, because I wasn't expecting any of these kind of mini games in it. But I honestly, like, I went into this completely blind, except for Moon bringing it up a couple times. Had no clue about this game, so I was like, screw it, let's try it. It's free.
Yeah.
It's not hard. I don't remember what I set everything to. I think I just kept everything at normal just to see what the game was.
Honestly,
like.
the game was not a hard period.
Yeah. I did have a weird, not experience, but just like a weird thought where at some point you have to follow somebody as a street urchin, and the entire time you have to hide from this somebody, which I don't understand why, because one, the guy doesn't know he's being tailed, two, he doesn't know that street urchin exists, and three, it's just a kid. Who cares?
Right.
Yep.
And as this kid, I mean, I went from stealth minigame to climbing up a chimney, which turned into a chimney sweep minigame. Which turned into, okay, now you've gotten through the chimney, and you haven't suffocated yourself, because there was also a bar for how much you were breathing in.
Boy.
So once you get through that, then there was a, hey, walk across these boards minigame.
Rooftop minigame.
Yeah, it was like back to... I mean, this thing throws some crazy stuff at
you. What is this, Final Fantasy 7?
No, it's Shenmue, dude.
There you go, yeah.
Yeah. But it's interesting. I haven't... Besides talking with one guy and figuring out... I forget what they call it, but when you're trying to piece together all the information you have, I've done that for the first time. And that's about as far as I got.
What do you think about the whole clue gathering evidence thing, where it's like all of the brain sinuses, not sinuses, brain...
Yeah, the synapses.
Yeah, all firing, and then you link them together to create like the answers to the problems.
That's
like, what
cool.
Do you think about
I've
that
gotten...
interface?
I've only have enough to do one or two of those so far. And it was kind of a process of elimination thing where I chose one because I wasn't really paying attention and I wasn't sure what I was doing. And he kind of flat out said, no, that doesn't seem right. I'm like, all right, let me try the other one. And then
the original Prince of Persia thing, we're like, no, that didn't happen.
Yeah. And so I went back and tried the other thing, and that one linked, and I have another. Yeah. So also, you get to choose what he wears.
Yes, you do.
Cool.
So I have him rolling up in his morning attire, which is basically a smoker's coat with a unbuttoned shirt underneath. He basically looks like Hugh Hefner walking around with zero cares.
Real cash.
The disguises section as well, where he does his makeup and his face paint and stuff like that too.
That's great.
Yep. So I'll play more of that. Like I said, I just haven't gotten too far into it. The next game that I had played, Trials of Cold Steel 3. I've completed chapter 2, which if this one's set up like the other two, there's probably only 4 chapters, maybe 5.
Okay.
So I'm about halfway through the game now. Been introduced to just about everybody from the original games.
Nice.
I think I'm only missing 3 or 4 people that I haven't seen yet. Still really like how they've aged everyone. Like, I can't really put a finger to why they look older to me, but they do.
Yes.
And it's really cool. It's not like they added wrinkles or anything, because the oldest person in these games so far is like 28.
Right.
It's the Dragon Ball Z Buu Saga thing, where it's like the hairline has receded just a touch.
Yeah, it's like it's just enough tiny things that they've done to each of the characters that you can tell that they've matured a little bit.
Yeah.
They do a really cool thing where Reen is constantly a higher level than the students that he has under him.
Okay. And
when they start to catch up to him in level, usually around that time, the game has you doing something with some of the original Class 7 people. So you'll have 3 other Class 7 people and Reen go off and do a thing while the students are doing their own thing, and this basically makes it so that Reen comes up higher in level.
That's cool.
So he's always stronger than the students, which is how it should be.
Right. That's
cool. So that's kind of a cool thing that they've thrown in there. But yeah, I've so many dumb side quests that I've done in this game.
It's a JRPG.
I've already done the prerequisite of find the missing cat.
Right.
Find the missing daughter,
find the missing book.
Did you make food for anybody yet? Because you've still got to do that one.
Yeah.
Make curry for someone.
There we go.
I have, because they were having a cook-off and this person needed inspiration.
There you go.
So I cooked them 3 unique meals, and the quest was finished. However, they still had a star over their head, and what I had found out was I can give them 3 more meals, and I will get extra AP, which gives you a grade at the end of the chapter for how well you did, and so on and so forth. So I could keep feeding them.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
So yeah, I've hit all the main points.
Nice.
I just need to find the kid who has amnesia, and I'm good to go.
There you go. Yeah.
So yeah, be playing a lot more of that here in a little bit. Next game that I played, Metroid: Samus Returns.
Okay.
On my
Which
3DS.
Which one's this one? Is this the SNES one?
Maybe.
No, that's Super Metroid.
What's this one then?
This is the remake of Metroid 2? Let me look it up.
Okay.
All I know is that I have to hunt like 40 Metroids.
It's Hitman Metroid?
This is one of those where I had seen it. Some local store had it on deep cut because it was the last copy that they had just been sitting on forever and they just wanted to get rid of it. I was like, well, I'm the guy who wants to buy that because I keep forgetting that it came out and I've been wanting to play one for a while.
Yeah, this is the remake of Metroid 2, the Game Boy game, the original Game Boy game. They like reimagined the whole thing.
Yeah. So, like I said, I've only beaten 4 Metroids. I think they had them evolved so they don't look like they do. They look like some weird insect sitting on top of a Metroid.
Right. Oh, Mercury Steam made this. Wow. I don't think I knew that. They made Lords of Shadow 1 and 2 and the Mirror of Fate. Cool.
So they throw tons of missile upgrades at you. I'm already at like 58 missiles.
Oh, jeez.
And they just want you to blow everything up.
Yeah, there we go.
And I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
It's a satisfying thing if you know what your customers like and then you give it to them more frequently.
Yeah.
Gears 5 is a good example. People like it when the parts go. So now what we're going to do is make it so everybody goes every 2 seconds.
Well, and the funny thing is, too, if something is not affected by the missile, it'll shoot at them and then it'll just harmlessly bounce off. And like it doesn't even blow up. Yeah, it's just really funny watching it bounce off like doors and stuff like that.
Every time I see something like that, I always think of that. One of my favorite lines from Metal Gear Solid 2, "It's a dud."
Well, it looks like when you kick, like in Mario, like the original Mario, where you kick the shell and you hit all those Goombas going down the line. That's what the missile looks like it's doing. It's just flipping up in the air and then it disappears.
That's great.
But yeah, this is another one I haven't gotten too far into. I just picked it up yesterday because I just happened to see it, and I was like, yeah, I'll get it. Cool.
I have $2.50. Why not?
Yeah. The next game that I played, and let me make sure this is the one that I want to talk about. Yep, it is. Okay, the next game and the last game.
Yes, tell me.
Star Wars
I'm
Jedi
hungry.
Fallen Order. Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Oh. Okay.
So, I'm on the 3rd planet so far, so I've got about 10 hours in this game.
What are you playing it on?
I am playing it on my Xbox S.
Okay.
Xbox One S. I am really enjoying it.
Okay.
Which I am glad that I can say that because as I had talked in Discord, I was really worried when EA decided to hold off all the reviews until the day of release.
Yep.
Which normally doesn't mean anything good for a game.
Right.
So, but I can happily say that I'm really liking this game.
So, clarify the early talk for me because I'm not going to read anything on this. Is this just Star Wars Dark Souls?
No.
Okay.
So, this has some Dark Souls aspects to it. Like, you have the thing that you can meditate at, which everyone's calling the bonfire.
Okay. Yes.
When you can assign your skills, you can rest there, and when you rest, the enemies that you have defeated will come back, and you have stim packs that when you rest, those will replenish as well.
Okay.
That's about it.
Okay.
That's
so it's
related to
Souls
Dark
light.
Souls.
So it's more like the Tomb Raider games than Dark Souls.
Yeah, Yeah, and some people have also referred to it as being a what is it, Sekiro?
Sekiro?
Sekiro. Thank you. Light, because of how you can do how you have like a gauge for blocking.
Right, Sekiro had that. Yeah.
But I haven't played that game, and that is not the only game that's ever had a gauge for blocking.
Sure.
Yep. There was the weird ninja game for the PlayStation. Neo, I think, had one too.
Yeah.
Which that's also a Souls game, but I mean, like, there's tons of other games that you've had a stamina bar for blocking, whatever.
It's just like everyone wants to call them Souls games, but that's just kind of the modern third-person action game. Like that's what it looks like now.
Yeah, and that's basically what this is. This has more of a modern adventure game, like you were saying, more to do with Tomb Raider, more to do with Uncharted, more to do with Metrovania than it does anything Dark Souls.
Oh, go on.
Yes. So
I could get down with that.
You had me at Metroidvania.
You have a map eventually, and you fill it out as you go.
Oh, no.
And on the map, you have areas, and it clearly states to you in red, you can go here, or in green, or I'm sorry, in red, you can't go here because you don't have an ability or item. Or green, hey, you've met the prerequisite, you can go here now.
Oh, yeah.
You have force push, but not force jump, so you can go this way, not that way.
Exactly. So on the planet that I'm on now, I just got force push, which I have done some really interesting things with fighting enemies. Where before, because you don't have, until you get push, you don't have any range options. You're up close, and that's it. You can reflect blaster bolts coming your way. Anything besides that, though, like a rocket, you can't deflect. You have to dodge.
Okay.
But now that I have push, I have done some really dumb, obscene things where someone shot a rocket, and I was like, oh, I wonder if I can push it back at them. And I did.
Yeah. That's the stuff.
And it doesn't lock onto the rocket. It's just a general, hey, in this area, you're using
like
force
in
push.
Front of you.
Yeah, and the rocket happens to be there, so I'm pushing it back.
That's cool.
And I say this because you don't have control on where the rocket goes. If you hit it right, it'll go right back. If you hit it slightly off, you'll do the other thing that I did, where I did it, and I hit 3 other stormtroopers in this other area and blew them off a platform. And I was like, huh, that's really cool.
That's cool.
And also ran into this other area where there was this wind that was blowing up, and I was standing behind it. This rocket trooper goes to shoot me with his rocket, and it hits that gust of wind, and that rocket goes straight up in the air.
Oh, wow.
And so they do a really good job with some of the physics in this stuff, because then I just kind of jumped up that gust of wind, came at him, pushed him off the platform, and I was good to go.
That's cool.
I love force powers because they're so dumb. They're so great. I don't know if I will ever have it leave my head. The second I'm thinking of somebody using force lift, where you're just levitating something, the stupid Force Unleashed game where it's just 2 dudes holding each other's hand as they spin around in the air together.
Yes.
That will forever be in my head.
Yep.
But you don't really have any, besides your skills, you don't really have any upgrades. The lightsaber that you are using is the only weapon that you use, unless I unlock something further down. But from what I understand, that's it. You can customize it, so you can change, the hilt, the material it's made out of, the tip of it where the lightsaber actually comes out of. And from what I understand is you can also get a dual blade lightsaber. Currently, I just have the single right now, but it looks like eventually I can get the dual blade. The skills are all your general, hey, you have more stamina, you have more force bait. Yeah, but it looks like a sphere grid. So when he sits down and he meditates, you basically have this sphere grid that opens up in front of you, and you can start picking and choosing what you want to do and all that fun stuff. There's a lot of fun to be had in this game.
This sounds really good.
These stormtroopers are very, very self-aware on where they are in the pecking order of things.
Okay.
I had an incident very early in the game where I was on a train fighting stormtroopers, and an aircraft came up next to me. I had close combat troopers coming at me with their stun batons, and on the aircraft, they were shooting at me. I took out all the close range guys, and then I hear one of them say, we don't have any more close range units anymore. And then I turn around and reflected a blaster bolt back at one of them, and it kills them one off. And then you hear him say, well, that's going to be a real blow to morale. And on the planet that I was on just before we came on, they see me up on this high rise, and they are all below me. And I ignite my lightsaber, jump down, and as I'm jumping down, one of them goes, "I hope one of us survives this."
That's really good.
So they are very self-aware.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They do have multiple types. The sisters, God, they're the ones that are in black. They also have lightsabers. Some of them look like they were Sith or maybe Jedi at some point and turned, whatever, or maybe the Empire just made Force-sensitive, clones. I don't know the story behind them, but apparently they were real big in lore in the extended universe, I believe. They are horrifying things. You fight one of them towards the end, and she's just toying with you the entire time. And it's one of those encounters where you can't beat her.
Right.
You're just trying to run down the clock until the game says, "Okay, you can go," and then you run.
Right.
But yeah, I really love it. The exploration in the game, like the temple that I just completed, it taught you how to use Force Push without giving it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
You were basically messing around with puzzles inside the temple, and it was basically getting you ready and getting you into the mindset of, hey, I can move this stuff around. Let me move it around this way. And oh, look, I completed a puzzle. And now that you have Force Push, you just have an infinite amount of options to being able to complete these puzzles now.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it's really sweet. I can't wait to get more. I really enjoy killing things. I hate rats on the third planet. If any of you guys pick this up and play it, you will understand, because they just come out of nowhere.
Ugh.
And they're just a stupid pain to fight, and I hate them.
Steffi was mentioning about force pushing rats off balconies is probably one of the most fun she's had in video games this year. So,
yeah, especially when you get the ability to charge up your force push, so you're just doing a whole area and you just push a whole pack of those bastards off a cliff.
Yeah.
Nice.
Really makes me happy.
I have to ask, because it's a Star Wars game and it has a lightsaber, are the lightsabers as effective as they should be? Or is it the toned down, no decapitation, no slicey, stabby?
For humans, you do not slice through them. They made a clear cut because it is a teen-rated game.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
they made the clear, deciding factor that if it's a humanoid creature, you are not doing that.
You're not cutting off limbs. That makes sense.
Everything else is fair game.
Great.
From a video game perspective, yes, it makes sense that this is a T for T game, so therefore you're not chopping bits off people.
Sure.
From a Star Wars universe game, it makes zero sense.
Sure. I mean, I think the frustrating part is that at the end of the day, you say you're making a Star Wars video game, and Disney goes, "Cool, tease the max, man."
Yeah.
Like you don't go higher than that.
It's either that, or it could also be the issue of they just wanted it to be as available for as many people as possible, and if they made it M rank, then you've got that gatekeeper there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's also the same thing with making a Superman video game.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very difficult to make a Jedi game where it's not this fight starts, this fight is over.
Right.
Like, in that space of time.
That's Bushido Blade.
And I think they actually do a really good job with this one, because you are not a full-fledged Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
You are a Padawan that happened to survive Order 66.
Mm-hmm.
And this is several years after that, so you are not fully trained in the Force, and you actually have PTSD from surviving that.
Gotcha.
Because as far as your character is aware, you are the only person that survived any of that.
Okay.
And he goes into deep hiding, so he doesn't have contact with anybody, and he's always on his own, trying to keep it down so the Empire can't find him or figure out what he is.
Right.
So in learning one, that gives you the reason for, okay, why doesn't he already know Force Push? Well, because he wasn't fully trained in it, so now he finds it, or now he figures out a way to learn it. And he's opening himself up to the Force. And that also helps with a lot of the combat scenarios too, because I think they did a really good job with grounding how powerful the Jedis can be. It's not the Superman issue of I just walk in here and wipe the floor with people. It is, yes, you are a superhuman and you are a badass, but a bolt to the head is still going to kill you.
Oh, sure.
So they do a lot of... They've got it all set up so it you don't feel super powered, but you still feel powerful.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I am also playing on Jedi Master, which is one below the most difficult rating, which was Grandmaster. Just because at the beginning when you go to select what you want to do, it tells you, hey, you've got this much time for parrying. You take this much damage and you deal this much damage. And Jedi Master was basically everything was right down the middle.
Mm-hmm. I've heard that that's everyone's recommendation from a review standpoint, where it's like normal is a little too easy and hard feels like it's kind of right there in the middle difficulty-wise.
And for me, I could care less about the difficulty of a game.
Sure.
Yep.
Because I'm currently playing Bloodborne. I'm currently checking out Neo.
Right.
So I don't care. I could have just as easily popped it on their story mode and been happy with it. But since everyone was comparing it to Dark Souls, I wanted to know, okay, how does this actually compare with the Dark Souls?
Right.
And that seemed to be, master settings seemed to be what everyone was going into and saying this. From what I understand, Grandmaster is its own beast of a thing. Where
I hear it changes the
game.
Yeah, I hear it changes the game quite a bit. That's interesting.
So I am looking forward to playing more of this. It is really fun. You guys should check it out.
Yeah,
not just you two, everybody else out there.
It's
a really good Star Wars game. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all I've been playing. What about you, Boston?
I downloaded a new mobile game called Potion Punch 2. I've never heard of the first Potion Punch. But looking at the videos and looking at screenshots, it looked a lot like a magical Cook Serve Delicious on your phone, and I was like, okay, that could be pretty cool. And it is exactly that. You are mixing potions and serving food based on the orders that are coming to you, and you get to the point where you're putting different stuff on the bottles and you're mixing different colors to put it in other potions and stuff. It's really cool. Each level is really short, so it's gonna take you, at most 2 or 3 minutes. But those 2 or 3 minutes feel really hectic as you're dragging stuff to different people and collecting their money and getting all their stuff grilled and all the stuff happening. So not a lot to talk about there, but I've been having a lot of fun with it, sort of here in fits and bursts. But it's free. I'm playing on iOS. I think it's on Android, and it's called Potion Punch 2. So go check it out. We're going to talk about Outer Worlds, Pokemon Sword. Huge shout out to Angel Eye for purchasing a copy of this for me. My biggest selling point for this game is I turned it on it came out Friday. Both my kid and I lost 3 straight hours to it without realizing it. So I think that's the biggest selling I can say. I haven't played a Pokemon game since Diamond and Pearl, maybe. So it's been a while.
OG Blue.
Yep.
I never played any of the original games.
I have Y, but my daughter's played it more than I have.
Yeah.
I think I played all the way through Diamond and whatever it was.
I think it was Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah, I played all the way through them and then stopped. So I didn't play any of the remakes. I didn't play X and Y. I didn't play.
Yeah, I didn't play X and Y. I didn't play Black and White.
My biggest issue was that I got all 151, and yes, 51, because I went to the convention to get Mew.
Right.
And when they came out with the next set, I was like, man, I spent a lot of time getting my original 151. I am good.
Yeah, right. Like a 100% completion, I'm good.
Including getting Missing No?
Missing No? Yeah.
Missing No, yeah, the glitched one.
Yeah.
It's 152.
There you go.
So seeing my wife play this game,
yes,
makes me realize that how absolutely amazingly far these games have come.
Yeah.
And also how not far at all they've come.
Yeah, it's really impressive because I wasn't expecting much graphically from Game Freak's first outing on a non-handheld console. I feel like the great debate lately has been like, is the hot dog a sandwich? Like, is the Switch a handheld? Is the Switch a home console?
It's both.
I don't care. Like, at the end of the day, I don't really care. There's a lot of great games on it, and I don't play it handheld.
Well, didn't Game Freak make Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee for the Switch? Or was that a different company? I'm looking it up
I don't know. Now. But this is like their first...
Yeah, it was developed by Game Freak.
Okay, because those were really remakes of Red and Blue, or like Blue and Yellow, or whatever.
Yeah, but they were done with 3D and all that stuff, too.
They were, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed with how Sword and Shield look. Like, it looks really great on my TV. It runs fairly solidly. There's some hitches in really big areas, but it's a video game. That's going to happen. I like the style of it a lot. It's not cel shaded, but it kind of cel shaded.
It looks like an anime, but not at the same time. Like, it's very difficult to put your finger on it.
It's like not what the Ni no Kuni games did, where it's like, cool, that's just a playable anime movie. It's like half cel shaded, half anime. It looks really great. I think all the Pokemon look really great in a battle, out of battle, everything. There's a lot of really cute Pokemon.
Yes, there is. There's too many cute Pokemon.
That sheep is just the cutest.
The stupid apple with the eyes, the dragon and the little worm tail.
Yeah,
yes. Whatever's going on with that thing.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's one that looks like a candy wrapped in its wrapper still that has like a dog body or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have no clue what that is, but my kids decided that they want that now.
Yeah. I picked Score Bunny, the bunny for my starter.
So did my wife.
Yeah, Score Bunny for life. I feel like that has been the one that nobody's picking, so that checks out for me.
My wife picked him because, quote unquote, he looked like a hoodlum.
Sure, that's
or like
fair.
A thug.
Yeah, okay.
And his evolved form, he sure looks like a thug.
Yeah, he gets like that mask over his face, and it's like, and not as cute, but I kind of like it. He's a fighter.
It's a blackjack on his next evolution.
Yeah, exactly. It just has a gun.
So, like I said, I'm watching my wife play this. I haven't played this at all as of yet. I've mostly been watching my wife play it. Number one, it's great to see this game unleash the inner demon that my wife has inside of her.
The collection demon?
No.
Okay.
Just the demon, because if you follow her on Twitter, she talks about how she really enjoys beating down those kids dressed in a Pokemon onesie who she thought was a Pokemon in a field of grass.
And then taking like $900 from them.
Then also the somewhat unique bastardization of the UK that they have taken in this.
Yes.
To the point where the bad guy team is not Team Rocket, it's not Team Magma, it's not Team Liquid, it's Team Yell, I think they're called.
Okay.
Like the purple guys and
I haven't run into them yet.
I think it's called Team Yell. They're football hooligans.
Great.
Literally football hooligans.
That's really
that
good.
have
with like the striped tops and everything.
Striped tops, face paint. They've got vuvuzelas that they blow onto all their Pokemon to do moves. One of them sat there and had like a scarf that she held above her head, which had like a sleeping person on it. The bad guys are football hooliganisms. They talk in Britishisms. It's really weird to see this from a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
And it's really cool at the same time.
That is really cool. Yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it. I haven't put a ton of time into it because I put way too much time this week into my next game. But so far I hit it at the right time, I believe, because we've been talking recently. It's like me with Call of Duty, me with Pokemon. I'm not playing them every year. I'll play them like once every 5 to 10 years and be like, yeah, this stuff is really good. And then wait another 5 or 10 years and be like, Pokemon's really great, yeah. And everyone's like, yeah, we know, dude. We've been playing them for like 20 years. But yeah, nothing. I think part of what I like so much about the beginning is so much of it feels streamlined, but so much of it still feels like Pokemon. Like you're still going to the Pokemon Center. You still have your boxes of Pokemon, but you have this online functionality. You have the wild area where you can go do the Gigamax battles, which are just insane.
Dude, you start with XP share.
XP share is huge. Yeah, like
it's
XP
a game
share
changer from the
great.
original games.
Yeah, like there's so much of it that I feel like so much of it like XP share respects your time, and it just gets you to go out to the routes so you can catch the Pokemon, because that's what you want to do. Like go do the thing you want to do.
Yeah, and spend 20 minutes throwing Magikarp out of every battle for the first time, and then pulling Magikarp back in and bringing out my strongest.
I want to capture this cute owl that has a weird name. I want to capture this cute fox that my kid is obsessed with. Like, I want to capture all the cute Pokemon on a route. I don't want to do this stuff.
I mean, come on, Pokeballs that are a quick button on the battle screen.
I mean, there's 2 quick buttons. One is like items, and the other one is just a Pokeball. It's like, okay, you know what I need.
Do you know if you can use that Pokeball controller that they released with Let's Go?
You can.
In this game?
Yep.
Okay.
There's like an option in the main menu where it's like, what is it called? Like the Pokeball Plus or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it says like, connect your Pokeball Plus, and I don't have one. I saw it on clearance at Target the other day, and I should have bought it.
I was going to say, I bought the Let's Go Pikachu that came with that,
okay.
knowing full well that was probably going to be the only game this ever gets used for.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can... there's a lot of stuff you can connect to this. I don't know if you can connect Pokemon Go stuff to it. I assume you don't, because I haven't seen it, but I feel like every town I run into, they give me like 5 more connectivity things, so... I'm not sure, but so far so good. I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's a Pokemon game, so I'll probably finish it at some point, but I usually get distracted collecting everything on my way there. So.
Just for the record as well, there is no connectivity between Pokemon Go and Sword and Shield at this moment in time.
Okay.
They've not said nothing about that for the future, though.
Okay. I was sort of assuming not, but...
Yeah, I have to also mention as well, I love the social media feed on the left-hand side of the screen that comes up.
Like, I wish it was smaller. I wish the stamps were smaller.
Yeah, but they're so stupidly funny.
Well, they're all really great, because it's like, when it says that someone caught a Pokemon, it's like you, a character, throwing a Pokeball into a patch of tall grass. It's like, okay.
The evolved version is so much better, where it's a Pokemon with a big white light coming out of it, and then someone going, "Ah!"
Yeah, like I think those are all really good. I wish you could, when it's docked, I wish you could scale that down, because they docked, they don't need to be that big. But I think it's really fun, and I've done a bunch of those Gigamax battles with 4 players, and that stuff is a lot of fun.
Add Boston and add my wife on your friends list. Trade Pokemon with her. Thank you.
Yeah, I will have to do that. I don't know if I think we're Switch friends, but I don't think we're Pokemon friends. Nintendo.
I don't know, dude. Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. All right, last game, and this is the game where I need your guys' help to ask me questions about what it is, and this game is Death Stranding.
I purposely didn't pick this up because I knew that you were going to get it, and I knew that Jedi was coming up, and I wasn't sure if anyone was going to get Jedi.
I kept forgetting that Jedi Fallen Order was coming out.
Yeah, and it sucks that they were coming out like a week within each other, so I was like, ah.
So, I have put almost 20 hours into Death Stranding this past week, and it definitely does not feel like that much time. So,
have you got to Chapter 3 yet?
I'm almost done with Chapter 3. So, that's
is that tip the tip? Is that the
that
tip
is the Leave the Hinterlands tip of this game, which is I really love Chapter 1 and 2. And then I started Chapter 3 and I got the first upgrade, and I really love Death Stranding. Like, I think Chapter 1 and 2 are really important for, obviously, world building, because boy does this game have some heavy lifting on explaining what is going on in America in the world of Death Stranding. And the short of it is, afterlife is real, you can see it. If you touch the ghosts, you create this thing called a void out, which is basically a nuclear explosion. A lot of that has happened in America. And America is in real bad shape.
Okay, so it's the old, don't touch that, you'll end the world, I'm going to go touch it. Well,
and a lot of it has happened accidentally. A couple times some of the terrorists you run into have done that purposely. And your whole thing as Sam is you've been
Sam Bridges.
Sam Porter Bridges.
I was gonna say, don't forget Porter.
Yeah, that is his name and his title. Death Stranding. On
the nose.
Everybody's name is the thing they do, their job. So, like, the doctor is called Hartman, which is like, okay, that's... Heartman also sucks too. Heartman should leave.
Fun fact: in a game like Dream Daddy, cute. In a game like Death Stranding,
right.
Too much on the nose.
A little annoying.
I can't wait to hear what Mama does in this game. Then
I'm starting to get an idea, and I'm not crazy about it.
Yeah.
So your job as Sam Porter Bridges, part of the Bridges Corporation, you
LLC.
Yeah. We don't want the liability here. Your job is to connect America to the chiral network, which is basically the internet.
Yep.
And you start on the East Coast, and you got to go all the way over to, I don't remember what the city is on the in the West Coast. You got to get all the way over there.
West Knot City.
I think you're right, actually.
I think so.
Yeah, because they're all something Knot City, where it's like Lake Knot City or Lake like South Knot City, stuff like
that. Really quick, are we saying not N-O-T or are we saying not
K-O-N-G?
K-N-O-T.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they're knots in a strand connecting the country. Yeah.
Think of them as nodes, Moon.
I quit.
It's all connected in Kojima's brain.
And remember, the internet is nothing but a bunch of tubes.
That's right. So, what you're doing in the game is you're taking packages from point A to point B. And that's really it.
Mm-hmm.
And Chapter 1 and 2 are... when I say cutscene heavy in a Kojima game, I feel like there's some expectations of like hour-and-a-half long cutscenes. That's really not the case. The cutscenes are front-loaded in the game. Basically, as soon as you hit Chapter 3, they're kind of done. Like, they have set up the world. You get short cutscenes when someone will visit you, like in your private room to kind of chat with you about story stuff. But it's kind of like a 5-minute cutscene. It's not like this half-hour treatsy about nuclear war. It's just like, you got a job to do, I got something to tell you, get back out there and do your job. Like, we need you to do this.
It's Peace Walker cutscenes rather than Metal Gear Solid 2 cutscenes.
100%.
Metal Gear Solid 4 cutscenes.
Yeah, jeez. But what I really like about the first 2 chapters is you're not well equipped to do your job. You are a dude that has a backpack that can carry not a lot of stuff. And in this game, you're already an established porter, so you are fairly well known. People live in these small cities. They're not these big sprawling cities, so porters are the only ones that deliver from place to place. And there's a reason why robots don't do it anymore. I won't get into it.
I already know why, unfortunately. Stuff like that. This game is insane. Like, I've seen bits and pieces of this game is genuinely insane.
There's some really interesting societal commentary around automated delivery. But like in this game, not carrying a lot is 125 kilograms. So like it is obviously, a video game. But you can't carry a lot, your balance isn't really great, your stamina isn't really great, and I know why people are frustrated about that, because for the first, people are saying 10 hours, move faster, it took me 6, like, it should not be taking 10. Your first 6 or so hours, you have to take it slow, you can't carry the full 125 kilograms on your back, like, you have to be choosier about what you carry and about the terrain you're going over in America that looks like Scotland, which is kind of cool.
But the question is do they play any skill songs on the radio?
No, but sometimes when you're walking around, a song just starts playing, and that is pretty cool.
Oh, so Kojima.
Yeah, and it feels very much like Kojima played Red Dead Redemption. It's like, what if that happens more frequently?
What if something doesn't happen but then does happen?
Right. And it's kind of cool where you crest over a mountain and a song starts playing and it's like, all all right, this is a cool vista. Like, we're sort of rushing down this hill, and a very relaxing Life is Strange style song starts playing. Like
then you fall over, and all of your boxes go everywhere.
It pisses me off every time it happens, because it's my fault. Every time it's my fault.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're playing the Dark Souls of delivery.
100%, yeah. But you get through those first 2 chapters, there's a lot of world building. You get into chapter 3, and the very first guy that you deliver to is like, hey man, I have this great upgrade for you. It should make your job way easier. And every place and person you deliver to has a ranking system, 1 out of 5 stars. The more deliveries you give to them in better condition, the more their reputation, whatever, ranks up. Rank up that dude really quickly, because he's called the engineer. When you rank him up to 4 stars, he gives you the level 3 of that upgrade, and it costs almost nothing to create. I can now carry 350 kilograms worth of stuff on my back. So if someone says, hey, I need you to carry this thing from point A to point B, and it's 90 kilograms, it's like, that's cool. Put it on my shelf on the back. Just go crazy. 2 more of those. I can do this all day. So I feel like at that point, the delivery part of the game gets so much easier that it turns into this really relaxing experience where it's like, I have point A to point B. Someone has built a bridge over here, so I don't have to throw a rickety ladder across this chasm. I can just walk across this bridge. So I'm going to draw my route from here to there across this bridge, go around these enemies and go up this hill because I went over there earlier and I know there's an easy pathway up there, and then that'll get me over to these people.
But don't forget to like the bridge.
I always like that bridge. You gotta smash that like button because it helps everybody, and we're rebuilding America. And it turns into this really, and that's why I've sunk 20 hours into it, because it feels very much like, oh, I got to this person, and they have a bunch of stuff they need to get delivered. I could swing by this other place on my way back to this not city, and I guess I'll just make this big ring and deliver stuff on each way, because everyone will have a small package for me to deliver to the place I'm ultimately going, and I'll probably scoop up stuff off the ground on the way. So yeah, I guess I'll just do like an hour-long route, and I'm just like, oh, I just spent a long time delivering these packages, and I really, really, really like Death Stranding.
Well, and the next thing you know, you've got a third-party app on your tablet, and you're trying to map your loops and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
And the next thing you know, you're playing Elite Dangerous.
That's right. And
it only goes one way, Boston. And you want to get talk about some real.
All space roads have always led towards Elite Dangerous.
Yes. If you want to talk about a chill delivery game where you get to plan your own route and do what you want as you could go there, let's all be space truckers together.
That's right.
This has a space radio.
Yeah. I think part of what really sold me on this game pretty early was you have to make a really early story important delivery. I think it's at the beginning of chapter 2. And you look at the route on your map, and it looks like it's up a sheer cliff face. And I'm like, I plot my route that way. It has really cool. You plot your route by basically dragging the cursor, and there's just a big idiot line on the ground, which is really great. And it'll show you. You can scan with the little hand, this opening and closing hand thingy scanner you have.
Yeah, your little butterfly thing.
Yeah, my little butterfly thing, which now all those trailers make sense, now that I know what that thing does. And you can scan the terrain. So if it's blue, nothing wrong. If it's yellow, rough terrain. If it's red, you kind of can't go that way.
Is this your Forza racing line?
Yes.
Yes, and the idiot line does do that, where it's like, if it's red, you're going to fall off of that and you will lose all your stuff. If it's yellow, you gotta climb up and down really slowly, take your time. So I'm plotting my way there, and the whole time I'm like looking at this cliff face, I'm like, I do not know how I'm gonna get there. and I scan with my, it's called the Obra deck, that hand thing. I scan with that thing, and it shows me this green icon. I was like, that is interesting. I don't know what that is. I get closer to it, and someone that has played the game before me made it up the cliff the hard way, and then dropped a rope down the cliff face so I can grab onto it and then really easily get up the cliff face myself, so I didn't have to go the long way around and the hard way and potentially lose this really important cargo. And at that point I was like, oh, okay, cool. This is... Now I see what they're putting down. Like, we're all working together to build these structures and help the people that are coming after us to try and make their stuff easier. And the way the game does it really interestingly is, if an area isn't on the chiral network, so if it's not connected to the internet, you don't see any of that stuff. So basically, the first time you have to get to somewhere, you have to rough it. Like, you bring your ladders, you bring those ropes, you bring all the stuff to build, all the stuff you need to, because you have to get there yourself. As soon as you bring that on the chiral network, it shows the map and shows all these icons of all this stuff these people built, where they're like posting signs where BTs, the ghosts, are, like where the bad storms are. Here's all the bridges and the roads and ladders they've put down. And as soon as that stuff shows up, it's like, all right, I'm going to have a way easier time now, and I hope that the ladders that I put and the ropes that I put help people. And it always feels really great when someone, it'll pop up when it's like, someone used your ladder you placed. Someone gave you 10 likes for your ladder. And I was like, yeah, I helped someone. That felt really good.
Trying to make America great again.
That's right. I'm trying to make America great one ladder at a time.
Yep.
But I'm finishing up Chapter 3 now. Chapter 3 is considerably longer because the landmass you're given access to in Chapter 3 is much, much bigger than the beginning area. And I've just been having a lot of fun delivering packages to people, leveling them up, and then them giving me blueprints for something, or like a cool cosmetic thing, or something cool that I didn't have before. And it's just, I'm having a lot of fun delivering stuff, which, when we were joking about the trailers coming out for Death Stranding that showed the first gameplay, I was like, boy, I hope this game is just a delivery game. And
yeah,
man,
you guys were joking. I was not.
It's just a delivery
happy
game.
with this to be what it is. You know what? If they want to make, instead of Crazy Taxi, they can do Crazy Mountaineer, and I'm perfectly happy with that.
So I'm saying, he is crazy enough that he could make a mill simulator like he has, and I'd be willing to play it.
Yeah,
and that was kind of the reason why I was getting really annoyed with a lot of places that just crapped all over this game.
Yeah.
I can understand, not everyone has to like every game.
No, and I understand why people don't like this game.
Yeah, but a lot of the things that people were pointing out in this game for reasons not to like it,
it's reasons that you might like it.
Well, not even that. It's just like, that's not a real issue. Like, I hear you guys talk about this being an okay thing in other games. Why is it an issue in this game?
Right.
And this game has gotten such weird backlash where it's like a lot of the community is like, well, the only reason this game would sell is because people just want to see what a cluster F it is.
Right.
And it's like, no, I want to see what he made because it looks interesting as hell.
Yeah, and like, I appreciate when a lot of people say that, like, Chapter 1 and 2 are really hard and is really frustrating. I agree, and I feel like that's the point of it. I don't think that entirely makes it fun, but I think you really need to take your time, plan your routes. Like, it's teaching you can't just hit the sprint button and just cook up a mountain. Like, it's not Skyrim and you're on your horse. Like, you can't just
have to go backwards up on your horse.
Yeah, like, you can't just do that. Like, you have to take the safe ground. You have to find a path. Like, it's teaching you how to use all your tools so that when you can carry 5, 6, 7 deliveries at once, you can optimize that stuff and you can deliver all that stuff safely. And I think that one of the most fair criticisms I've seen on this game from people is that it's boring. And yes, it is, and to me, that's a selling point, where I'm going from A to B, the meta game is figuring out how to get there the fastest, and with the cleanest deliveries and
most efficient way.
Yeah, the most efficient way, and using the tools and avoiding enemies, or when I'm fighting enemies, using the bola gun, which is really great. Just tying them up and just getting the hell out of there. Like, there's no, at least to this part, 20 hours in, there are no offensive weapons. You use them against the ghosts, where you throw grenades that have your own blood in them to destroy the ghosts. But other than that, it's not like I don't have a FAMAS and I'm going into a area of people just...
all the guns. Of all the guns, the FAMAS is the one you choose.
I just figured I'd pull one from MGS1. But like...
This just seemed kind of like one where, people who like truck simulators.
Yes.
And other people don't understand why. It's like, well, because some people like the fact that, okay, you pick up your load, you plot your route, and you drive, relax. And you're checking out, and you're checking out the scenery as you drive.
Listen to a podcast, maybe. I'm chatting with BB. I'm pulling BB up and making sure he's happy. He gives me a like, and we'll go back on a route.
That's the thing, is like that same criticism, the boring criticism, can be leveled at things like Diablo, Endgame Diablo, Euro Truck Simulator, all of the
Elite Dangerous
simulator games, Elite Dangerous. These are all games that are quote-unquote boring to specific individuals, and to other individuals they are the type of game where you will spend hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars in some cases, just
it's like
delving deeper.
Yeah, and that was why I was kind of annoyed with just a lot of the crap that this game was getting. Because, like I said, it just seemed like stuff where it was like, okay, well, you liked that in this game, but for some reason, this game, you don't enjoy it at all.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, you don't have to enjoy every video game, but it just
yes, you do.
Really,
100% you do. You have to love everything.
It just seemed like this was like a really heated game where
for seemingly no reason.
Yeah, because it's not like he was being controversial about it. It's not like this isn't Peter Molyneux where he promised you a bunch of stuff.
Right. Well, and it's the unfortunate 1-2 punch of people being really stupid about Sword and Shield, and then people being really weird about Death Stranding, and like that 1-2 punch has me just being like, I don't care anymore. I don't want to listen to any of this. Like, if you don't want to play the game, shut up
then
about it.
Don't play them.
Yeah, I don't even know what's going on with people going on about the Pokemon game.
Yeah,
don't even worry about it. Well,
no, I'm not. It was just, I mean, I've seen some stuff graphically, hardware or software issues. Okay, fine, whatever. But it's like, this game and that game, everyone's just crapping on for like no reason whatsoever.
The most disappointing thing about Sword and Shield, people leveraging complaints about the graphics don't understand, number one, game development. Number two, how underpowered the Switch is. Like, that game looks really good for very weak hardware. The thing that they're really upset about is that Game Freak hasn't brought over all 50 billion Pokemon from the previous games. They've cut out a bunch of them because they were fairly honest up front, saying, like, it takes us so long to make one Pokemon. There are over 800 now. We can't keep bringing the previous ones plus 100 every game. Like, you have to cut them at some point.
There's a thing called the National Pokedex, which was basically you could take a Pokemon that you had in Red and Blue, and every single Pokemon game since then, you can bring them forwards. Every single Pokemon. And this was the game where they finally said, no more.
We can't do it, please.
Reset time.
Yeah.
Which, if you don't understand why that is a completely reasonable thing for a developer to say, go shove it.
Go work a job.
Yeah, seriously, because what other game do you expect him to bring over almost 1,000 plus things? Just things.
None. Yeah, it's unprecedented, and I am genuinely surprised that it has taken them this long to cry uncle.
And the simple fact that they were able to do it for all the handhelds.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah. And I do want to say, in closing with Death Stranding, because I don't have a ton to say about it because I don't really want to spoil it, and other than the world building stuff, not a ton of story. It's just kind of continuing on a little bit here and there. The most recent weapon I got, weapon is in quotes, was the sticky gun. And
yep, I know what this fires.
It shoots out basically like a sticky arm that grabs stuff off of enemies at unawares, or just like stuff off the ground where it's like, I don't want to climb all the way down there. I'm going to sticky gun it, slurp it up onto me, put it on my backpack, and we're going to keep on going. And it's like, yeah, alright, Death Stranding is alright. This is great.
Your futuristic arm extender, the little
yeah,
cloth
it's
thing.
just like, it's so good.
No, you know what happened? Kojima played hands or arms for the Switch before he started
he's
development.
like, where could I put... This game is great. So I do have to say, Death Stranding is really great. Looks really great in HDR. Like, the sky looks really great. The grass looks good. Like, all the details there. Death Stranding is really good. Like, it is a game that feels very much catered to me, and very much catered to, like you were saying, truck simulator. Like, you have a delivery, it's going to be largely quiet, you have music playing every once in a while, you're probably going to play a podcast while you're doing some of these deliveries, you're going to avoid enemies, and you're going to make some deliveries, and it's fun.
Yeah, as soon as I finish Cold Steel 3, probably going to pick this up.
Yeah,
because that was kind of the other reason I didn't want to pick it up, because I'm currently playing something with the PlayStation right now. So.
I think for anybody, if you've heard us talk about this game for the last little bit, and if it sounds appealing to you, it's probably worth a shot. And if you find yourself frustrated at the beginning, just do the get out of the hinterlands recommendation, get to that first upgrade in Chapter 3, and that'll probably turn the whole thing around for you. So. But that's all I'm playing this week, so let's take a break.
Yep. Bathroom break.
Alright.
And probably cats getting into the room after this.
I mean, hopefully.
That's just because you like looking at my cats.
I do. Hello, everyone in chat. We're going to look at the news stories together here. If anyone hasn't seen the leaked alpha of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 that just came out, it is really, really interesting. There's some good news stories about that coming out today. Coming from, what's that website? Hidden Palace was the group that found the the ROM. What else do we have here? Exclusive. Ooh, here we go. Exclusive Pokemon for Sword and Shield from RPG site. Wow, there is a lot of them. That bird, that duck with the shield and the leak. That's on Sword. I've got to find someone to. I think Angel Eye said that he bought he bought Shield. So I'm gonna have to get him to trade me at one of those Ponytas, like rainbow ponies. Hello there to Jimbo Jangles and Sci-Fi. How's everyone doing? That's interesting. There's a lot of exclusive Pokemon in each game. That's kind of fun. Where to find Eevee? Trials of Mana. Rainbow Six Siege. Baba is you. Okay, what else do we have? Dreamcast VMU was the coolest memory card. Hell yeah, it was. Welcome back.
Thank you. Hey, Jimbo. Hi, Sci-Fi. I like you better before you change your name. Sifi? Come on, dude. That was a deep cut. That was really good.
Okay.
Come on.
Outer Worlds text size patch delayed to Monday.
That's the second text patch after the subtitles patch.
Yeah. I'm also not having text size trouble in Death Stranding, which it seems like everybody else does, and I'm surprised by that.
Oh,
wait, people have text size issues in Death Stranding?
It's a little small, but I'm not having trouble with it in this one for some reason.
Did you see that they released a patch for Outer Worlds for increasing their text size with everything except for the UI?
We were just talking about that. It just got delayed until Monday. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I forgot to mention, I ran into the Conan O'Brien character in Death Stranding. That was not great. The item he gave me is great. Not a great character.
I saw GDT.
yes, it's really interesting because it says, like, what is his name? God, I don't remember. He's not in it very much.
Sorry, but big Mexican director is his name.
Yeah. Die Hardman is the guy that is typically talking to you, and he talks to you so much. He needs to leave me alone. But it's really interesting because it says, like, it's his character, and then it says Guillermo del Toro, and then it says voiced by, and that's his name, because it's not, he doesn't voice his character.
So,
yes.
Really quick, some middle show content here. So,
Sure.
We got Disney Plus.
Congratulations.
Disney Plus seems like a solid offering, price-wise, considering we also got Hulu and ESPN Plus as part of the package deal.
Right.
Which takes the 5 maximum streaming services at once problem down a little bit because we're already paying for Hulu. So with a minimal price increase, we also got Disney Plus.
Right.
I just want to really quickly shout out during the mid-break here kind of thing for the outtakes people. Fuck spoilers, man. Like, no.
Are you talking about the
joke.
Mandalorian?
Literally the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Like, whoever, if you're on my fucking timeline on Twitter and you're posting those fucking screenshots,
yeah,
fuck you and the fucking horse you rode
I thought
in
it was bad for Watchmen, which, by the way, Watchmen is stupid good. Go watch Watchmen.
What's that on, by the way?
HBO.
So I don't know if I have that or I might have that.
Okay.
Well,
we can talk after the show.
This is why I don't follow a lot of people on Twitter at all.
It's like, it's everybody.
Like,
and it's just like,
dude, it's fucking everybody.
30 minutes after the episode comes out, people are just posting shit, and it's just like, here's what happened at the end. Here's this character. Look at how this is. And it's just like, what the? I didn't even know it was out yet, and you spoiled half the fucking episode. That's why I don't look at
anything online either.
It's like,
the only people that I talk to outside of my wife and my 2 kids that I love very much are you 2.
That's right. Well, here's what happens with the Mandalorian.
Yeah, no. Fuck you.
Yeah. No, it's just.
And I'm already caught up, so fuck you again.
Yeah, it was such a problem for Game of Thrones, and I feel like so many people got away with it with Game of Thrones, and they're just like, fuck it, here's all this stuff.
You know what? I wouldn't give a fuck if people used fucking hashtags. Because guess what? When Game of Thrones was on, I hashtag Game of Thrones, hashtag GOT.
Yeah, you mute all that stuff.
Motherfucking thing. And most people, when Game of Thrones were on, were pretty fucking solid about using the hashtag. Do you know how many people are using hashtag Mandalorian?
Zero.
Fucking no one, because none of the fuckers can spell the thing, because they're all a bunch of fucking idiots posting fucking spoilers on Twitter.
I can't spell it either.
Like, fuck me, man.
Yeah.
Fucking piss me off.
That reminded me of a of a picture that I had seen of someone who pulled up the poster and it just says half man, half DeLorean.
Yeah.
That was really good.
So good.
That was a great fucking tweet. Yeah. Just fucking piss off with the goddamn fucking spoiler tweets. Like, seriously. Hashtag your shit so I can mute it and watch it at my own pace.
Or just wait a day, man. Like, just give us some time.
At the end of the day, this is a show that I would have loved to have sit down there and watch with my wife. Unfortunately, at this moment in time, we both don't have the same feeling about doing the same thing at the same time.
Sure.
Like, she's hardcore
into... You have opposite schedules for work.
Yeah,
like,
we have different schedules for work. Like, she works weekends, I don't. So that limits our time even more. Then you've got ODNF, this show, you got a whole bunch of extraneous stuff that I do on the side as well.
Yeah.
Limits our time quite severely. So it's one of those things where, we'll play Apex together or something. But it's good sometimes just sit down and be like, we want to watch this show. And we did it, like, when I was in England. We watched, like, the first 2.5 seasons of Fringe, and it was fucking good. Yeah. And that was 10 years after it had already come out, so nobody was spoiling shit for that. Where it's like, I sat down yesterday, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have to fucking watch the first 2 episodes of The Mandalorian. I don't know how my wife feels about that show, because she's not a huge Star Wars fan, and the name Mandalorian means nothing to her, whereas to me it actually has a lot of meaning. Right. It's like, I'm going to have to watch it, because if I don't fucking watch it now all these motherfuckers are going to tweet the goddamn fucking bullshit about spoilers on the goddamn internet, and I'm not going to have any enjoyment in the show at all.
Yep.
So, besides that bullshit, though, what do you think about it? No spoilers.
I really like it. I think
I really love it.
Probably one of the best shot shows that I've seen in a long time. Like, Game of Thrones had some amazing shots. The composition of some of the shots in this are fucking spectacular.
It feels like you're watching. It feels like you're watching a Star Wars movie.
Yeah,
like the production that they put into it and everything.
That's cool.
I mean, it feels like you're watching the movie. I really enjoy it, and I really, when I watched the trailer with my kids, my wife was watching it with us too, and she's like, the main character hasn't talked at all, and I was like, and if he doesn't talk at all, that would be the funniest thing to me ever, because he's a Mandalorian.
It'd be like a true Western. Yeah.
Because I mean, that's what the Mandalorians are. They are the cowboys of that kind of thing, and it's shot really well. I love the lore building that they're doing. They're slowly but surely drip feeding you lore, like of things that have happened when it's set, when it's not set, what it's before, what it's after. There's little bits and pieces going on in there, and it's really well done so far. There's a lot of stuff that I've really liked so far. There is the only thing I don't like about the show is the fuckers on Twitter spoiling the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Other than that, absolutely love it. But as a side note, I started watching Runaways.
Yeah, how's that?
Fuck, man, that's a good show too.
I loved that comic. I haven't watched the show yet.
I have not read the comic. I don't know anything about these people. The only person I know from the Runaways is Nico, and I only know Nico because she was in Marvel's Puzzle Quest right before I stopped playing it. I unlocked her.
Yeah.
She's the only one of the Runaways I know. Fuck, that show is great.
That's cool. That's exciting.
Again, it does exactly what The Mandalorian does, where it's shot really, really well. It's slowly but surely introducing you to lore. And spoiler alert for the plot of The Runaways, the comic as well as the TV show. The Runaways are the 6 kids. The parents of the 6 kids are the bad guys.
Yeah.
So that's the main overarching concept of the comic. The show, episode 101, the pilot, is the kids' introduction, so on and so forth. Episode 2 is the pilot from the parents' perspective.
Cool. That's great.
And it does a really good job of making likable possible hero figures and really empathetic villains.
Nice.
In 2 episodes, I was like, I love all of these characters. I know these guys are evil. And fucking Masters is in it, the guy who played Spike in Buffy and the bad guy from Torchwood. Like, he's in it, so I'm fucking in 100%. Casting seems to be perfect based on what I've been looking at comic book wise.
Nice.
Acting is spot on, and it's really, really good.
Yeah. Something surprisingly, there is enough stuff on there to keep the adults happy as well as the kids.
Oh, good.
Like, I wasn't Mandalorian. I didn't really know about until just before Disney Plus launched, because I wasn't really paying attention. But even outside of that, like I tweeted a while ago, it's like with all the Marvel movies in there now.
Yeah.
Like, I thought I was only missing 2 or 3 until I saw the list, and I'm like, nope, I am still missing 8 or 9 movies that I haven't seen.
I got homework to do.
Yep.
But even outside of that, though, like some of the Disney Plus only things that they're releasing, like he was just talking about with Runaways and The Mandalorian, it's like that stuff is really good, and they are putting quite a bit of production into their stuff.
Yeah, they're not cheaping out on that stuff.
Yeah, and if they keep up with it, it'll probably be a pretty good service, and it's nice that they're bundling it with Hulu. ESPN, I could give 2 shits of a flying fuck about.
The only thing I care about ESPN for is it occasionally shows Formula 1. So
there you go.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I told my son, it's like, yeah, you could probably watch a couple soccer games on it because he plays soccer whenever he can. So I was like, yeah, we can get a couple soccer games for you to watch. But
it's not ESPN. I'll have to remember, but it depends on, does he have a team that he follows, like MLS or EPL?
No, he's still young enough.
He just likes soccer.
Yeah, he just likes watching it because he plays it.
Yeah.
The whatever sports channel I watch my highlights on, it's on YouTube. They do a weekly highlights package of everything that goes on in the English Premier League, which is a really good way for me to just sit down 15 minutes, watch all the goals and stuff like that. And depending on what he's interested in, you might want to sit him down in front of the eye and say, here's all the goals that they scored. Now you see quality goals and really messed up stupid goals too.
Yeah.
And then you see everyone being crybabies on the field.
Yeah.
All right, I'm running out of time. Are you guys ready to start?
Yeah.
All right, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk releases for the week of November 18th, 2019. Football Manager 2020 comes out on PC, iOS, and Android. Speaking of football that we were just... Yeah, I gotta see how much this is on iOS. That might be the ticket where I'm like laying in bed, getting ready to go to sleep, managing my team.
Smash the tablet on your face.
Yeah.
Just type into your Google, not right now, Boston.
Ready.
Just listeners at large, whenever you're ready. Stop typing exactly what I'm talking about, you big.
Let's go.
Type in people who got real football jobs from playing Football Manager, because that exists.
That's cool.
And there are a lot of people who did it, and now they're statistical analysts for the teams of like professional football teams.
That's cool. I dig that.
It's like
I'm ready
the guy
for my
who
new
won the
call.
Gran Turismo tournament and is now a driver in Super GT.
Right. All right, next game is Shenmue 3 comes out on PC and PS4. I could have sworn this was coming out on Xbox One, but I can't find a listing for it, so I'm not sure if it's coming out later or not.
Shenmue got this is the one that got the Kickstarter, and then Sony was like, yeah, we're helping funding this too. So yeah, Sony does have a piece of that pie.
Everybody's helping fund this one. This one's sort of a flaming train wreck. Because it's Shenmue! Hey! All right.
And we thought Death Stranding wasn't going to come out this year.
Yeah, boy. Sniper Ghost Warrior Contracts comes out PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Number one, I like it because they're still making sniper games. Number two, that's a cool title, even though it's a lot of words. That's cool. Children of Morta is coming out on the Switch. Thought it was already out. People seem to love that game. Check it out on Switch. It's probably good on there. And lastly, the game I will ignore as soon as we're finished talking about on this list, Sid Meier's Civilization 6 comes out on PS4 and Xbox One. It's out of my brain. I'm safe.
Nope.
I have Stellaris. I'm fine.
I seem to remember something about you really wanting to play that game.
No, that doesn't sound like me. I don't have a one more turn problem at all.
It sounds 100% like you. You might want to actually look into this.
It sounds more like a one more year problem I have in Stellaris. Just like, just like one more year. It's fine. A day is a second. I have plenty of time. Boy. All right, let's look at news stories, starting off with Microsoft's XO19 conference that they did.
Oh boy, I'm so glad I forgot all about this, and then just got a Twitter and Discord storm of people being like, "Yo, Moon, Yakuza's coming to the Xbox."
Yeah, we told you the important highlights, but we're going to go over the majority of the stuff they talked about here. So let's start off with Obsidian's new game called Grounded. This is Honey, I Shrunk the Kids multiplayer shooter game where you're kids in a backyard and everything is really big. Launches in early access spring of 2020 for Xbox One and PC. A little disappointed / I found it hilarious that this team and a couple other teams were saying, we have multiple teams that are working on multiple games. Don't worry, we're still working on Outer Worlds. But another team is working on Grounded. It's like, yes, we understand that. But I know a lot of internet man babies are like, so Outer Worlds is done? You're already done? Chill out.
Even if it is done, it's a perfectly good 40
it's done.
to 50-hour experience.
It doesn't need to be a live experience.
Wrapped it up nicely for me. So
it doesn't
if
need
they
to be
just
a
want to
live
go
game.
ahead and work on 2, I'd be fine with that.
Yeah. Don't Nod announced their next adventure game called Tell Me Why. Features a pair of twins, one of whom is a transgender man. It looks like the entire 3-episode game is going to be released all at once in summer 2020, if I understand what I'm reading. So that is interesting. Not sure why they're doing that. Rare's next game is Everwild. Trailer didn't show a whole lot. It sort of looks like a co-op exploration game. No details, no release date, no release window. So
yeah, we'll see what it is when it comes out.
Yeah, they announced a whole bunch of other stuff for Sea of Thieves that looks cool, and I'm not in the minutia enough to understand the impact of it, but there's still more free DLC coming to that, so that is cool. Square came out to say they're releasing more than half of the Final Fantasy games on Game Pass, so it's 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 2, 12, all 3 13s, and 15.
Sorry, all 3 13s might be one of my favorite phrases.
Yeah, so the back half of the Final Fantasy catalog is coming to Game Pass. So
I also linked it in the Discord too that they are looking at potentially bringing 14.
That's right.
As well.
Phil Spencer said, like, we heard you. 14. This is like the only platform 14 isn't on. We're working on bringing it over. So between that and Phantasy Star Online 2, we're in trouble.
And Bless Unleashed.
Yeah, Bless Unleashed too.
I didn't bring it up because I know we were gonna have a lot to talk about, but next week I got a lot to talk about that game.
Yeah, get ready for Bless Unleashed. Yeah. the Yakuza games are coming to Game Pass, not just Xbox, they're also coming to Game Pass. Yakuza 0, Kiwami 1, and Kiwami 2 are all coming in early 2020. There's no release schedule announced. I'm hoping they stagger them instead of just like 200 hours of Yakuza. But I'm very happy, 1, that they're coming out to Xbox because I want more people to play them. 2, they're coming out on Game Pass. You don't have an excuse. If you don't have Game Pass already, what are you doing? Get Game Pass and then go play Yakuza 0 because it's really
not paying for it because I don't need more games that I don't have time for.
But they're cheap.
Touche.
Yeah, exactly. You're losing money by not spending money. No.
Welcome to
I
the
don't
show.
have time for these games.
Square also announced that the pre-Kingdom Hearts 3 games are coming to Xbox One because Kingdom Hearts 3 came out on Xbox One. So the double pack of 1.5 and 2.5 along with 2.8 are coming on Xbox One. There's also a demo available for Kingdom Hearts 3 right now. So if you've ever wanted to play a Kingdom Hearts game, I think it features the Toy Story world, which is pretty good. So if you want to get caught up on Kingdom Hearts, that's all of them.
There's another 170 hours of your life gone.
Yeah, no big deal. Halo Reach is being added to the Master Chief Collection, launching on December 3rd for Xbox One and PC. The rub about PC is the Master Chief Collection isn't out there yet. It launches on the 3rd as well. That's $40 for the Master Chief Collection on PC, or just $10 for just Reach. And then the other Halo games are going to get added to the MCC on PC as time goes on.
Is that still going to be free for the Xbox version, or do you have to pay to have that?
I think it's free because they haven't mentioned any price for that.
Yeah, dogs.
Kids plus dogs.
Yeah.
So I played and liked Halo Reach. This looks really good. So
Halo Reach is a good game.
Halo Reach. I don't like the Halo games, and Halo Reach is a good game. Wasteland 3 is launching May 19th, 2020. Also coming to PS4, OS X, and Linux. Microsoft showed off West of Dead. That's that super cool, stylish, flaming skull, twin-stick, top-down shooter. It is in open beta right now. That's available through the 25th. I'm going to wait on that one until it comes out because I have a feeling I will like that a lot. I meant to put more details about this, but Drake Hollow was announced. That's the new game from the devs behind The Flame and the Flood, which tells me I just need to check it out, which is why I didn't put more details.
Yes.
So, that's my bad.
Just before you go into this next one,
Sure.
Slight tangent here in regards to this next one. So, friend of the show, we've been talking, like, she played Siege a lot. That was her reintroduction into video games.
Sure.
She's played little bits and pieces, but Siege was her let's become a hardcore gamer kind of thing again.
Mm-hmm.
And we introduced her to Apex, and we've been trying to make more suggestions to her about things to play. So she was debating, because she can't play on her Mac, she was debating buying a PC so she could play Planet Zoo.
Yes.
Which is DLC for Planet Coaster.
No, Planet Zoo is a different game. That's
a different game?
Yeah, I'm fairly sure. Because I've been looking at Planet Zoo a lot, being like, ooh, a zoo simulation game? Go on. Because it's not out on consoles yet, but it seems like... it's from the same developers as Planet Coaster and Zoo Tycoon. Okay.
And what's that developer again?
I just closed it.
Yep, I knew you would.
Hold on. I'm waiting for Steam to take forever to load. And it crashed Chrome, which is great, because that's where my show notes are. I don't know.
Sorry.
That's okay. No, it's not your fault. Steam.
So, the reason I asked that is because Planet Zoo...
Frontier Development.
There you go.
So, Frontier Development, also known as the developers of Elite Dangerous. So, if anybody can bring the you cannot consoleify these games to console, there is one studio I trust to do it, because they brought the most unconsolable
the most HOTAS game.
Yes,
because they also brought out the Jurassic Park game last year.
They
too,
did,
didn't they?
Yeah. That's why I feel pretty safe saying Planet Zoo will come on consoles eventually.
Yep.
So Planet Coaster Console Edition is coming summer 2020.
Yep.
I think that name also suggests it will come onto other stuff, but it was announced at XO19. So they had a little stuff about Project xCloud. They're saying the Android preview is going well. They're going to bring the preview to Windows 10 PCs in 2020 with a bunch of new games like Tekken 7 and Madden 2020 and something else. And they're going to support more controllers, including the DualShock 4. So whatever controllers you got hooked into your PC, they will be supporting.
What about my Joy-Cons?
Hey man, maybe a lot of stuff supports a Pro Controller. Steam supports a Pro Controller, so who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And lastly, 1 million games are coming to Game Pass.
Just skip this list, dude. Just don't even go check out the list.
I've crossed out a ton. We're just going to talk about the broad highlights. Available right now, Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition for PC. Rage 2 for console and PC, which is great because I don't have to spend money on it. Remnant from the Ashes is on console. Also great because I don't have to spend money on it. And the Talos Principle, which we're going to be playing... well, no. We'll talk about that later. That's coming out on console and PC. There's a bunch of other stuff. Like Moon said, you need to look at the list because there's a ton of stuff. Coming this holiday and throughout 2020, Carrion, that's that reverse horror game where you play as that red blob that's eating up the scientists. Console and PC. We talked about the Final Fantasy games. Forager for console and PC. Haven for console and PC. Life is Strange 2 episodes 4 and 5. So the entire Life is Strange 2 thing is coming out on console. My Friend Pedro comes out on console and PC. Moon just wrote yes because I want to play that game something fierce.
And the next one too, to be honest.
Skatebird coming out on console and PC. Yes, I'm super excited about that. And Streets of Rage 4 coming out on console and PC. Which I'm very excited about. Tekken 7 for console, Red Strings Club for PC, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt for console. Go play it, please. West of Dead, that top-down dual-stick shooter we were just talking about, console and PC. The Yakuza games, please go play those. And Xbox Game Studios 2020 games. So these are the big day one games we're talking about. Bleeding Edge, that's that multiplayer shooter from Ninja Theory, if I remember correctly.
I don't know, dude.
Sure.
Grounded, Microsoft Flight Simulator for PC, which
everyone's like
so
losing
good.
their minds over. Yeah.
Whew, that looks so good.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but when you got Drew Scanlon talking about that in a very positive light, I'm like, okay, you sold me.
Yeah.
Probably everything it needs to be.
Minecraft Dungeons, console and PC. Ori and the Will of the Wisps, yes, for console and PC. Tell Me Why, that's the new Don't Nod game for console and PC. And Wasteland for console and PC. Also, very quick snippet at the end of a press release. Microsoft just announced that the Game Pass app just got an update where you can remote install games not only to your Xbox One but your PC. And I tried it before the show and it works. So, super cool. 2 thumbs up. There's so many good games coming out on the Xbox One and on Game Pass. Really makes me wish I had an Xbox One X because I would like to see half of this stuff in 4K.
I'd give it a year, dude.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully all this stuff will be playable on Scarlet, and then I can go back and play Gears 5 again. All right, next news story. Big rumor from Jason over at Kotaku that BioWare is planning a complete overhaul for Anthem. This is internally called Anthem Next. BioWare isn't sure. It's still sort of in the planning/experimentation stages, so they're not sure how they're going to address it. If they're going to have a series of large patches, if they'll have one giant release like Destiny's Taken King or Final Fantasy XIV when they relaunched that, or a brand new release. They're saying that no matter what, existing Anthem players will likely not be paying full price for anything, which is obviously the only solution possible.
It would have been better if they just said paying anything,
right?
Not just paying full price for anything.
So let's go over the list of planned changes. It includes overhauling the loot, the quests, the social aspects, the difficulty, the progression system, and the world map. So, all of it. except for the
New
graphics.
game.
Yeah.
This is basically going to be the 2.0 for Final Fantasy XIV, where it's not going to be what it was.
Which I think when you look at Final Fantasy XIV and them relaunching it as 2.0 to wild success, I genuinely hope that BioWare can do that for Anthem, where it's like, we launched it, we did a bad, we put out 2.0, and now it's really great and everyone wants to play it. Like, that would be my... Again, I don't want any games to come out and be bad. I want every video game to come out and be good, and I want Anthem to be good, because it can be really cool. It's just not all coming together. So.
Did you see the other piece of news that also came out with this?
No.
For BioWare? That they are working on a Mass Effect game?
I don't. They're working on that as much as they're working on a Dragon Age game. Like, there's a bunch of paintings in designers' offices, and someone has a file open.
They're working on it in the same way that EA did a press conference 2 years ago at E3.
Yeah, exactly.
All of those game clips of nothing existing.
It's in a spreadsheet. Yeah, someone has a word Bible.
But honestly, the simple fact that they even mentioned Mass Effect.
That's true. Yeah,
I mean,
the wounds are healing.
They talked about it, and it wasn't a case of the higher up saying, get that name out of your mouth kind of thing.
People smacking people, yeah.
Yeah.
Next news story, and I think the last one, Stadia's launch looks rocky.
All right, moving on now.
So, we're going to talk about the features that aren't going to make the launch, because I think... Typically, we don't talk about news stories like this, but there's sort of a 1-2 punch of features that aren't going to make it, and then the release game list being released.
A lot of things were said. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go through the list of things, because I feel like I didn't fully understand all of the features that were coming to Stadia, so a lot of these aren't coming on launch. Steam Connect, State Share, and Crowd Play. These are sort of the three products that make up jumping into another player's game or jumping into another player's game state. Those were like the two big selling points that Google was pushing.
How are we different from other streaming? Well, you are watching your favorite YouTuber, and you can just jump in and play that game exactly where they are.
Those are the three features releasing next year.
Yeah.
Achievements. Stadia will capture milestones, but won't alert you or display them anywhere. That is launching shortly after launch. Not a critical thing, achievements. Glad they're capturing it. Next one, though. Using Chromecast Ultras to play games. At launch, only the Ultras that ship with the Stadia controllers, more on that in a minute, will work. Quote, updating existing CC Ultras over the air soon after launch, end quote. Not great. That's
it's just going to go downhill from here.
That's a bit of a bummer. Family sharing. Parental controls are still there, thank Buddha, but no family sharing. Quote, it's a high priority feature. We're planning to launch early next year. That's a real bummer. Sort of a 1-2 punch there with Chromecast Ultras and family sharing. Like, if you bought a bunch of those to hope you can share one library in your house with your kids, that's bad news. Buddy passes. These are the thing where, like, if you were a founder member, you got a bunch of passes to give people 3 free months of Stadia.
Pro or whatever.
Yeah, Stadia Pro or whatever they're calling it. Not shipping with the Stadia. Probably coming a couple of weeks after launch. The haymaker, the controller.
He's on the ropes. How is he
doing? Ding, ding.
Can we get him while he's down?
While you'll get the sign-in codes for the service, for your like Stadia Pro or whatever, when it launches on the 19th, the controllers will have a staggered release date for most people. Google during the AMA, the representatives were trying to be funny, saying like, it takes time to ship atoms and like trucks don't go that fast and streetlights are there. It's like, no, you didn't get the launch down, man.
No, one botched a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of two things has happened here. Either they have considerably less pre-orders than they than is needed to hit like a required ship date to get this all done express. Because if you walk into a company and you say, I need 1 million controllers in 4 days, they will drop everything
right.
to fulfill that order as quickly as they can to get that sweet
and send
green.
you a fat invoice.
Yeah. Something tells me that this means that they can't afford to get the priority on this kind of stuff.
Right. Or like their manufacturing is borked.
Yeah. Or there were so many pre-orders that it's blown wildly out of expectations and they just can't hit it. Something tells me it's the first one, based on everything else that's gone wrong with this so far.
And it doesn't even necessarily have to be lower than expectations. It could just simply be they don't know how to release this and they screwed it up.
They're having they don't know how to manufacture it well enough yet.
Which, I mean, considering it's not their first time releasing hardware.
Right.
No. But it is the first time.
But it seems like that they weren't really, I guess, taking this as serious as they needed to.
Right.
That's
because of
phrasing.
Well, I was gonna say, for everything that's coming up, that they're like, oh yeah, that thing that we said we were gonna do for release, that's not happening now.
Yeah.
It's like
in software development, there's a thing called MVP, stands for minimum viable product. You're seeing that getting shipped. Like this is literally your minimum viable product for Stadia. It will stream games to something, probably your desktop or your laptop with your account. You'll get your controller eventually. That will work with the thing it's shipped with. Features come in later. Like it just
because I mean, Google has the staff, the resources, the money.
Hold on. One of the biggest tech companies on the planet, they don't have these resources. You know this? They're a small company.
Small, scrappy startup Google.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But they also announced the release games. Let's go through this list. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Destiny 2 The Collection, which, by the way, is the only game you get to keep with Stadia Pro, Guilt, Just Dance 2020, Kine, Mortal Kombat 11, Red Dead Redemption 2, Thumper, the Tomb Raider reboot trilogy, the definitive editions of all of those, and the new Samurai Showdown.
Yep, and for the record, one exclusive.
That's what I was about to say.
Guilt is
the only one, yeah.
Everything else kinda came out a while ago.
Yeah.
like PS Now a while ago. So that I typically don't like bringing up news stories on the show that is just punching down at a company when they're having problems.
But no, that company is Google. They own all of our personal information.
This is more than like them having problems. This is you delaying a launch for a couple of months because it's not done yet. Like you're not ready.
Because if this was Microsoft or PlayStation, you know full well that they would not launch like this.
No.
Because they know they would be giving the other company an upper hand in sales.
Or they'd be putting, like, every staff from every company they own, 500 people, you're now on the Xbox team.
Yeah.
Get this stuff done. Like, you have 2 months. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. In the small print around the Google Stadia logo at any point, does anybody, like, got a high-res version of that file and zoomed in really far just to see if it says alpha anywhere in there?
Gmail was in beta for 15 years, so, like, is that what Stadia is?
Yeah, I don't know. This was also part of the reason why I did not pre-order it and why I don't have a real interest in this, was because it seemed like from the beginning that Google didn't really know how they wanted to go about putting this out there.
Yeah, they did.
And it seems the closer and closer we get to the pre-release, for all you people who pre-ordered the Pro editions and whatever, that it seems to be as much of a cluster as I feared it was going to be.
And the thing that stopped me from pre-ordering it wasn't the price and wasn't the early adopter, because there is some understanding there around that.
Yeah,
it's that I'm paying monthly for a service that I then pay $60 per game on top of for a non-physical game I don't get to keep. That's a problem, especially in the face of something like Game Pass, which is very nearly the same price per month, and I get free access to about 40 bajillion games on a console I already own. So it's like, I think when you look at the two, it's just like, Stadia doesn't appear to be a great value. Holy crap, Game Pass is looking like an even better value at this point.
Yep.
But who knows? Maybe June next year we'll be looking at the Stadia and be like, wow, they really turned this around.
I would love it to. Like,
yeah.
I would like there to be more competition in the marketplace, but
the best example of how you do this is you hope for another Microsoft.
Exactly.
Because Microsoft announced they were coming into the video game console space and were pretty much laughed out the door by anybody with a pulse. And then they launched the Xbox original, the Xbox Fat with a PH, and while powerful, it had some really interesting features. The online service on it was a remarkably good touch, but it still didn't match up to the PlayStation 2, even the Dreamcast at the time. It wasn't as good as or as highly regarded as that. So Microsoft did the company thing of they're like, fine, cut our losses, stop this thing, start development on the next thing, and the next thing they put out was the 360, which arguably was a game changer in any one of a million different ways.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we have to hope for from this, is they can Microsoft this, and it's not
just
hardware.
Dump cash into it.
we know it's not hardware because it's all streaming and stuff like that. So they need to fix this on the software side, which means that they need to go and do some real good back-end stuff and change the game.
Yeah.
Right.
They just need to earn their lumps and learn from it, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. All right, let's move on to emails. Slick Nick sends us a bit of a longer email, but the setup here is important. Hello, TVGP hosts. Hope all is well with you all. I've been wanting to write back in for a while, but my work schedule was nuts in the last few months, so I'll get to wire it in. This past week, I purchased 2 new 4K TVs from Best Buy. They were already doing their Black Friday deals leading up to the actual day. I was able to get a 65-inch and 43-inch for $800. That's insane. That's awesome. They were the older models, but it still doesn't bother me. They're both beautiful TVs while watching 4K. I got my PS4 set up for the 65-inch, and just the home screen looks great. I know about the Pro not being true 4K, but it still looks awesome. First game I tried on was Death Stranding. Game looks amazing on that TV. The vast openness of the world helps immerse yourself in the game. I'm one of the few that actually enjoy the game. Yeah, me too. I like the laid-back nature of walking and delivering cargo. Sometimes it's nice to have a chill game. That's right. The areas where you go through BT can get tense, but that makes it exciting. I agree with that too. The BTs, that's pretty tense. I'll get to the main reason why I wrote in. I'm looking to get an Xbox for the 4K Blu-ray. Sony. Best Buy will have the Xbox S for $150 with a couple games. The One will be $350. I really don't think I need the One. Is the S okay for now until the Scarlet? Thanks for the input. Also, Nimp, you playing Bloodborne got me back into it. I'm 2 trophies from the Platinum. Wow, jeez. If you need any help, let me know, and we can co-op through the game. Sorry for the long email. Have a great rest of the day. So, what would be our official TVGP recommendation? Is the S good enough to get through to Scarlet, or is the X going to be the recommendation?
Honestly, I don't know, because I've not had zero experience with the S. I went from the One to the X, so I skipped that entire middle section.
But the S doesn't do 4K; it only does HDR. So
is that the case?
Yeah,
I believe so.
Yeah, I believe that's the rub. The X is the only one that does 4K. So I feel like if you're in it for 4K Blu-ray, you gotta take the wallet hit, and you gotta get the X.
But honestly, though, I have an S. It's fine. It works great for me. And with as close as the next generation consoles are,
yeah, it might be worth saving that 350.
Yeah, I'm not interested in upgrading to the X because within a year it's going to be obsolete.
Right, and like just save that money to drop the $500 to $600 the Scarlet is gonna cost, knowing that you won't get the 4K Blu-ray. It's almost like it might make more sense to buy the S and then a standalone 4K Blu-ray player on sale during Black Friday for like $100 something.
$20.
Yeah, like maybe I saw one at Target the other day for like $150. It's like, all right, you get that closer to like $100 or $75. You save that money between like you already have a PS4 Pro, get an Xbox One S, and then see if you can find a good deal on like even a used 4K Blu-ray player. That might make more sense, and then go all in for the Scarlet, go all in for the PS5, whichever one you're gonna buy.
Yeah. Honestly, I would wait.
Yeah.
Like, my recommendation would be just put it away from your brain as far as you can for now. Wait 12, 18 months. It's probably only 12 months at this point in time.
Yep.
You'll have your next generation of platforms. You can decide if you want to go PlayStation or Xbox. If you can't afford them both, get one that you want. If one has a feature that you're looking for more than the other, give that a shot.
Yeah.
The one positive side is if you have been a PlayStation player for the longest time and you decide you want to switch back to the Xbox or switch to Xbox for the first time, the big positive there is you have Game Pass right there that will give you an immediate library of stuff that you can play, including the 4K content like your Forza Horizon 4, Gears of War 5. All of this stuff will be there and will be waiting for you when you are ready to do so. If you have the patience to do so, wait and then get yourself
save
one
that
of the
$200.
platforms.
Yeah, because unfortunately it's not like this one's $150 and this one's $200. It's like we'll just spend the extra $50. This one's $150, this one's $350. Like that $200 is a big leap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As for Bloodborne muddies, yeah, it's a possibility.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure where I'm at in this game right now.
Shooting stuff.
Well, no, not really. But yeah, definitely I'll keep it open. The game's just being a pain right now.
Yeah.
I got stuck on a puzzle and I took a break. Because then I realized that it wasn't really a puzzle. It was just I had to buy something from somebody.
Of course.
And then I got mad.
Great.
Because there was nothing talking about it. So wasted a lot of time.
Almost like Symphony of Night stupid blue gem thing.
Right. This opens sealed doors. And it's like, whatever. I need that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, here from BTG Inferno in Discord. Hey guys, hope you're doing well. This is a very 2.5 hour long episode, so we're doing great. My question for the week is: I'm currently sitting at 36,431 gamer score on Xbox One. I've had an odd gamer score for as long as I can remember. So I was wondering if you could point me in the direction of a decent game that has an achievement ending in either 9 or 4 gamer score. Thanks for all the help, guys. Keep killing it.
The orange box. That's got a couple that you can jump in there, do a couple of quick achievements.
And that game, that's going to be like $2 now.
Yeah. BTG it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, BTG.
I'll pull her up later. I'm pretty sure there's a true achievements page for odd numbered gamer scores.
So you can do. I was gonna say I cheated and looked at it here in a minute. There's a true. If you go to true achievements, you can choose. I want you to filter by this achievement score.
Yep. Oh, cool. Okay.
You can just straight up have a look that way and see.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fill in that gap.
Shocker, the site about being an achievement person is already capable of everything that we need.
Has the filter you need. Yeah. T-Bomb Rocks in Discord says, I was reading that Bioshock 3 may be announced soon. With Ken Levine most likely not being involved, what would you want from a sequel? Picking up where Infinite left off, picking up after 2, or just something altogether different?
Give me something different. Give me something different every single time. They already set up a premise.
Space.
Yeah. They set the premise.
That'd be cool.
There is a lighthouse, there is some water, and there is a girl and a guy. That's it.
Make a sequel to Prey. And just
well,
call it Bioshock 3.
That's what I was just thinking of too, because Prey, from what little bit I've played of it, has the same feel as Bioshock. So I don't know if going into space would be a good idea for them, but it's there.
I agree with you. I think I want something totally different. Like I think I even want them to get away from the girl, the guy, and the lighthouse at this point. Like I want something that's like a thematic break. If you're still gonna call it Bioshock, maybe even at this point, like just call it something different and have it have that spiritual, that ethos, that feel that Bioshock had, but sort of like Dishonored. You know, it's like, all right, Dishonored and Prey are sort of share similar DNA, but they're clearly different. But it's all similar. Like maybe instead of doing a BioShock 3 after all this time, make something a spiritual successor out of that.
Dude, this is 2K. They're gonna make BioShock 3.
Yeah.
End of discussion. They're gonna sell that license as hard as they can to get a BioShock 3 out there. So, do it in space. Do it in the past. Yeah. Do a cowboy game.
There you go. Make a sequel to BioShock 2. Because BioShock 2 is incredible, and it's the best game in the series.
Don't make a sequel to anything. Just make a new game.
See,
make Red Dead Redemption 3.
Oh, wow.
He also asked, what did you think of the XO19 Xbox event?
Didn't see it. Yeah.
So I wrote about this on Twitter. I think when you look at Sony's state of play, is what they're calling it, I think they're getting better and they're honing in on what they want that video to be. Like a hot 15 minutes, once every other month, here's a bunch of trailers, go about your business. Nintendo Direct is a very... I feel like that's a mature presentation at this point. You know exactly what you're going to get. You're going to get a bunch of trailers. You're going to get a bunch of heads of Doug Bowser coming out with a bunch of amiibos being like, yeah, what's up? My name's Funny. I think the Microsoft events, this is the second time I've watched them do this, and I already want them to stop. Get rid of the crowd. Get rid of the presenters. Get rid of a lot of the studio people coming out and talking about, like, my game's gonna be great. It's gonna be, it feels less like an E3 or like a Nintendo Direct, and it feels more like an investor call. Like, this game's gonna be great. It's gonna be revolutionized, 4K, blah blah blah. I want them to get closer to a Direct where it's like, we have an hour. Here is a bunch of trailers. Major Nelson comes out every once in a while to say, like, that's coming to Game Pass pretty soon, along with these titles. Sizzle reel. And, like, I want them to... That was a 2-hour event. It doesn't need to be that.
But the thing that we're also missing out from this conversation is State of Play is a video that they put on the internet. The Direct is a video that they put on the internet. XO19 is a weekend-long event that takes place, and it's got the PAX thing where everybody goes to this event, gets their sweet merch, plays these games before they come out.
And I don't think they need to get rid of that, but I think I'm already tired of them saying, like, are you guys ready for Grounded? And everyone in the background going, yeah, I didn't see the trailer. Yeah, okay. Like, I want less of that.
I think if they've got the crowd there, they're always going to put the crowd there.
And I don't blame them.
Because then as soon as you get an announcement like Halo, and then the crowd legitimately
you get one of those
bonkers.
TikTok videos of Smash Brothers announcements where the camera's going wild and the place is just, oh my god, it's battle. Exactly. You know, like, it's just it's that whole thing. That's fair.
They'll always do that.
At the very least, like, cut it down by an hour. Like, 2 hours of this. Like, that's what I want to see at E3. I want you 2 solid hours of people coming out and selling games.
I think they can't do it at E3, though, because at E3, they're always on actual TV. So at E3, they get the hour and change. They don't get to run as long as they want.
It's true.
So I think they switch it. So Sony used to always run for like 2.5 hours, and I'd want to kill myself by the end of their press conference.
Yeah, it's so long.
Whereas Microsoft were always on actual TV, so they had that time limit.
Yeah.
So it feels to me the kind of the inverse of that, where this is their chance to run as long as they damn well please.
Right.
So they're going to take that
Major
chance.
Nelson back out there.
Not to mention they already do that kind of show with the week in Xbox every Friday.
That's true. Yeah, I always forget about that because
you don't like Larry Herb, aka Major Nelson.
No, he's fine. It's just like I feel like every week is too frequent to be.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I don't watch that show because it's all the time.
I do have to say the one thing I do really like about XO19 and those events are they are in the UK instead of we're coming to you from LA again. It's just like the world is bigger than that.
I think they change it. I think every XO they've changed the location. Like I think it's been to Italy. I think it's been to America. I think it was in Canada one year. Like they always seem to move around.
It's nice instead of just like from the Sony studios in LA. It's like okay.
LA or
World
Vegas.
premiere.
Go away with all that stuff.
My daughter started imitating that world premiere. That's how long the thing went on.
You tweeted about this, and I couldn't help
real.
but think of her saying
It was
it.
really funny because she's behind me in the chair going, world premiere. And she's like, yep, we got her. Come on, TVGP. Fourth chair. Bill Sefford wraps up our questions here from Discord. What has been your favorite attempt at video game themed food or drink? I recently remembered the Mario themed soda from when I was a kid.
I had something recently and I completely forgot what it was already.
I feel like when we were kids, there were like a lot of Mario cereals.
I was going to say cereal was the thing I always remember being video game related.
I was seeing the...
sorry.
Go ahead.
The Nuka-Cola drink from Target.
That's right. Yeah, they put that out.
I was going to say, I remember there was something recently that I went to like 3 different Targets to get.
Yeah, he actually has a follow-up question here that we can sort of wrap into this. He says, what in-game food or drink would you like to try? Maybe an ice-cold Nuka-Cola or a slice of GLaDOS cake.
Yep, did it.
Yeah.
Okay, if we're going to talk about this, then we got to talk about the Monster Hunter food.
Yeah, I want like the Monster Hunter Feast.
Because that thing just looks insanely gorgeous every time.
One of my favorite Destiny YouTubers, Dado, he and one of his friends spent an entire day making that feast and filming the whole thing, and by the time they got to the end of it, I think they were too tired to eat it, and then they ate most of it and got pretty sick. So
yep.
It was good watching.
As you would.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 15 had a lot of good food in it, too.
Yeah, that game reminded me a lot of Vanilleware's games, where it's like, you really lovingly crafted this dish of food in a way that is making me hungry, and I wonder how long it took one person to model a plate of curry. Because that looks
hungry
really
and uncomfortable.
Yeah. What else? What else is... I feel like you can't say wall chicken anymore because that's like an overdone joke.
Well, dude, it's only a couple of weeks away. Like 10 days away till we can have our wall chicken, so...
Yeah?
Thanksgiving's like right around the corner, dude. Come on.
God. What is wrong with my brain today?
Really?
There's a spider on the ceiling.
I was just keeping a straight face because I saw Boston sitting there hesitating. I'm like, is he gonna get it? Is he gonna get it?
I thought I slept better than this last night, and the answer is clearly no.
Like, I've confused him so much this week because I sent him ODNF. You
sent me ODNF like 2 weeks early, and I was like,
I sent you a week early, dude.
November's like almost done. No, it's 2 weeks early. The last Friday is the 29th.
A week early.
And I was just like, wow, November's over already. Like, God, top 10 is almost right around the corner.
So what's your top 10 food?
Turkey. I do like turkey a lot.
Pizza.
Pizza's always great.
Pizza's the best food on the planet.
I wish I could eat it in the year of our Food Lord 2019, but like the Martian ramen, like that crappy ramen pack, like it's not good for my heart. I'm not 16 anymore. I could not eat it, but I bet it still tastes really good.
I mean,
I'm cooking a bunch of food in Cold Steel 3, where I just made flaky potato croquette, something like that, and that was really good.
Courgette's French, I believe. It's actually really popular in England as well.
Should be really popular here because I want it now.
I'm a really simple guy, and my wife will tell you this. Which, if you want a really good insight into mine and my wife's relationship, with this upcoming episode of ODNF that comes out at the end of this month, give the first half a listen to, and then enjoy her losing her mind at me over some of my word choices.
Patreon.com/E1M1. The ones are numbers. $5 a month.
There you go. But yeah, I like the simple stuff. I like bread, I like cheese, I like tea, and I like toast.
But like pizza, the good versions of those.
I don't even care. Give me the cheap version. I can make cheap bread nice. Sure. You just start throwing stuff on it until it gets nice.
That's right. You toast it, you throw some stuff on there, you're good.
It's a strange thing, but it makes sense coming from an Englishman.
Okay.
There is an art form to the two most simple things you can make. Tea and toast. They're two of the most easy things on the planet.
I will agree with that. Yeah.
And there is an art form to both of them. You have to know exactly what your customer requires, exactly how they prefer those things, and then you have to execute on that. tea and toast is the nicest like gathering of foods on one plate.
Yeah.
Like, it's so delicious. But pizza is still the king of foods.
Because pizza can be anything you want it to be.
Exactly. It
is the vanilla canvas of the food world.
That's right.
Yeah.
God, I could go for some pizza right now.
I can too. And I just had it yesterday and the day before.
But have you had it today?
Exactly.
It's winter, it's pizza season, which is hot, tasty, and delicious.
Yeah.
Well, one day I was watching my kids, because my wife had book club, quote unquote. So I'm like, all right, pizza, that's fast and easy.
Yeah.
And then yesterday, my wife was like, I would just want something fast and easy. I'm like, all right, pizza and breadsticks.
I got the solution for you.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much, everyone, for writing in. That's our episode for this week. You can follow us at tvgp.tv, everywhere to find and follow us on the right-hand side of the page, patreon.com/E1M1, the ones are numbers, $5 a month, super cheap. You can get all the cool there's a lot of behind-the-scenes Outcast stuff this week. Moon goes off on a tangent about Twitter spoilers, so go check that out. There's a lot of really good stuff on there.
We talk about internets and networking.
Yeah, we got it all. Game Club, right now we just wrapped up Dream Daddy. And that's the end of this year because we don't play anything for December because we don't have any times. We do have a very special surprise for December, though, which I'm not going to spoil, but you'll have to tune in the third Saturday of the month to find out what that is. We had a lot of fun recording it. I think you're going to have a lot of fun listening to it. And then we'll announce the next game at the end of that. We Roguelike It, we just wrapped up another game on that as well. So tune in on that. If you're on the public feed, we're still playing Dicey Dungeons, which we all enjoyed. And if you're on the Patreon feed, coming out this week is the last episode of that and the ranking. And we'll announce the very unsurprising pick for our next game. Go buy the merch. The link is on the right-hand side of the page. I think that's it, so we'll see you all next week.
That'll do, dude. We've been here for like 3 hours now. Let's go.
I know, let's keep going. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
All right.
You know what we're actually doing, though, don't you? We're just getting our audio going. Instead of cardio, we're getting our audio going, right. Because in a couple of weeks we've got some marathons.
Yep. Well, and these long TVGP episodes will get people through the winter when we double up on episodes and then we're too tired to finish TVGP.
Yes.
I gave you a 3.5
finish line.
Yeah, like
here's 2 games I played. Go away.
Yeah, I'm too tired. We're done. All right, Nimp, hit me with your titles.
All right, I have 2 Stubbies. Commander North was a whale. North Appreciation Day. Pants of Hulk. Claudette 4-Way.
Jesus.
And the Science Hammer.
Yeah, probably.
I just like writing on that line that Boston has put out there for me. And the last one was the Science Hammer.
All right, Moon, how about you? How many onomatopoeias are you going to make me spell on this show?
That's P, 3 R's, and a T.
I would agree with that.
Which is the vibration when the controller gets put in.
Yeah.
Me and my sweaty hands. I felt like Thor. North Appreciation Day. Follow the North Star. The pecking order of things. I really enjoy killing things. The Demon Inside. Dark Souls of Delivery. Crazy Mountaineer. Cook Up a Mountain. All 3 13s. And Hungry and Uncomfortable.
What? All 3 13s? Alright, I have Contact Nubbins. This is all one title. 2 Stubbies, 2 Tallies. That's 2 Stubbies, comma, 2 Tallies, which is...
It sounds like a skateboarding move.
It does, yeah. North Appreciation Day, I made myself really stupid. Snorting down that gas, and all 3 13s. I like 2 Stubbies, 2 Tallies a lot.
Yeah.
I also like all 3 13s.
I think 2 Stubbies, 2 Tallies.
It's too good.
Like, it's completely... It's one of those titles where you have no idea what we're talking about until you get to it. It's like, makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
now I get it.
Yeah, 2 Stubbies, 2 Tallies. Yeah. What else could it have been?
Mm-hmm.
Saying it rides right on that line, which I really enjoy.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry, but I totally... Claudette 4-way might be one of my favorite ones.
One of your favorite vetoes?
Yeah. I mean, I know it's getting vetoed, but
yeah.
Claudette 4-way is pretty solid.
Sometimes it's like the giant bomb end of the year stuff. I'm going to throw it out there, and it's not going to win. I just had to say it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's an honorable mention.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let me know when you guys are ready.
No, I already got mine.
Yeah, I think
apropos of nothing, and it's going to throw you completely off the loop when you hear the title, but that's fine.
I love it. You're just selling me. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 630 for November 18th, 2019. 2 Stubbies, 2 Tallies.
Christ, the stars.
It's just 2 kick flips and a 180. It's nothing major.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for watching. We recorded most of today. So we'll see you next week to do it again. Bye.
Yep. And then again, and again,
Yeah.
and again.
I hope you all love this.
Yeah.